I swear I will not. I waive all stuff. It's mutually agreed contract. Do it for the family.
I want to.
Here, the
listen,
family's on back.
Alex, just give it a leg
Alex,
slap.
no, Alex. To be honest, I don't really have anything to talk about just because of the guests today.
Literally, I can't wait.
We've been prepping so hard that I haven't lived anything else.
Besides,
all I want to talk about is Clockwork Elves, Harp, MK Ultra, and fucking DMT.
Yep. All right. Welcome back to Impaulsive. Yeah, we're just going to get right into it. The #1 podcast in the world. Statistical fact. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, wherever you listen, watch, view podcasts. We do an extended audio Q&A with the guest after the visual is done on Spotify and iTunes. So catch us there. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel. I think we just hit 1.4 million subscribers.
Ooh.
Kinda dope.
Like it was nothing.
Kinda dope. So yeah, man, it's a big one today.
Possibly the biggest.
This one might hopefully gets a little loco. You want to come on in over here? I got a controversial guest, guys. Actually, I got controversy, like literally the definition of controversy. He is the most banned person in the 21st century. Wow. He's a right-wing conspiracy theorist and actually has been endorsed by Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. It's Alex Jones.
Well, it's good to be here with you guys. Very good vibe going on in here.
Shit, dude.
I can't believe this.
Holy shit.
This is going to be good.
I like it. Very good vibe here.
Alex Jones.
Very nice.
Is that what you expected? What did you expect coming in here?
I don't know what to expect. I just know that you guys are super popular. Been hearing about you for years, and I've seen how they try to restrict your free speech, which is a bunch of bull, and try to misrepresent what you do. And so it's just good to be here and actually see the real McCoy.
Yeah, man, it's happening.
And you got that badass big man over there,
Evan. Let's go.
Come right over here and see me. Go on. I'm gonna go grab him and bring him over here. He might beat me up.
Evan's tough, bro.
Yeah,
Evan's
I believe he'll punch me right in the.
He might.
Right in the dick.
What you got in the cup, Alex?
I've got some of this water you gave me.
I go, Alex, you need anything? You want any water or anything? He goes, hard liquor. I'm like, all right, I got you. I'll join you.
Speaking of which, where is that? Is it around?
I like the little sweater it's wearing.
This is a free fucking brand plug.
We got to make our own vodka. I feel like
you want to hear the joke? One of the first interviews I ever did was that guy when they legalized in Texas your own distilleries. It's the guy that owns that. It's made in Austin.
Yep.
He literally, like one of the first interviews he did, one of the first shows I ever did was, okay, there's a guy that's making vodka, just got legalized. You can have him on. And so now it's one of the biggest brands in the world. And people think it's like made in Serbia or something. It's made in Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful city.
You find that vodka at Infowars.com.
You're lying, bro. Hey, listen, what can't you find at Infowars.com? Can I ask you something? I just want to dive right into it.
Just dive into it.
Listen, you've been deplatformed. You've been silenced. And you've been ridiculed. What is it like being Alex Jones?
It's awesome.
It's dope.
Oh my God. Once they made me the supervillain, like when the new Godzilla movie's coming out, everybody wants the big multi-headed the dragon. That's the cool thing.
And that's you.
So, which I'm not, but they've turned me into this devil. And then once you're deplatformed off of hundreds, everything from Spotify to iTunes to YouTube to wherever, people can then attack you and say whatever they want or edit it and you can't respond. So it's not just that you're not on there, it's the craziness of everybody piling on. But the internet has really woken up in the last 9 months since it got deplatformed. And they get the underdog thing and are now actually coming to Infowars.com or Newswars.com. They're actually hearing what I say, what I do, not the little short edits. And so it's actually had a big backlash. We found, I hate to even kind of say this because the system will just come after me more, but what they've done has really backfired. And so
on them.
All I know is
on you. Who's it backfired on?
Well, I mean, it's rough. If I go out in liberal or leftist areas, they scream, F you, Russian agent, F you, this or that, and try to physically attack me. I have to have security. But other than that, I get 100 times more love. So it's not fun, but it's kind of the animating contest of liberty. It is exciting to have people hunting you. So, I mean, it's just exciting to be in this war and to have them trying to totally kill the fires of free speech and liberty. But again, I'm on over 250 radio stations and I'm on a bunch of TV stations and I have my own websites. But you're right. When it comes to the internet and viral spread of things, I am unpersoned other than the attacks. And it's still just relentless attacks constantly because you do have one of the biggest shows in the world. Nobody can doubt that, if not the biggest. I, at that time, had the biggest, but I was getting voters, not just young people, which is very important for the future. I was getting registered voters to flip from Democrat to Republican, and they looked at the demographics. I had 87 million different IP addresses hit our audio and video streams on my site election week. And so once that happened, they went from ignoring me to, we've got to destroy this guy.
Who's they? When you say
the big law firms, the big think tanks, the Republican leadership and the Democratic leadership who don't want populists getting in. Hillary Clinton gave speeches and said he's got to be stopped. All these senators, you can pull them up, like Blumenthal and Murphy said, to save America, we must take Alex Jones off the air and all the rest of this garbage, because they actually went post-mortem when Hillary lost, had their statisticians and experts look into what really happened, and they found that a third of Trump's support that took him way over the top was my listeners. So they said, well, he's got to be destroyed. So first they took all my sponsors that first year. They did a bunch.
Can I give some context?
I'm sorry, I'm yelling.
No, it's all good. I just want to give some context.
It's a long story.
It's a long, sort of complex process. For those of you who do not know, Alex was he was banned from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Tell me when to stop. TikTok? You got a TikTok account? Or
no, my kids. Well, don't say that. They'll probably take it. I think my kids have one.
All right.
But I mean, you're talking about all those Roku. I mean, you name it. Discuss.
You said 100 platforms.
Like Discuss. Just the commenting section said you can't do it. PayPal, 6 other banks we were using said no, that no one even knew who they were, but the banks knew and dumped us. You know, I had perfect credit rating. I mean, I have to go back over it all. It was software companies were reviewing and threatening to sue us.
So why not back down for a second so you have the outlet? And I think I know the answer to the question, but why not back down for a second so you have the outlet that has the built-in audience for you to tell your story and your narrative? Why stick to your guns and then get essentially deplatformed everywhere?
Here's what I learned. That's a very good question. I never calculated anything. And going back about 2.5 years ago, when Hillary lost the election, they would say, hey, just apologize for this or apologize for that. And I would look back on this huge spectrum of millions of things I'd done. They would blow up this one little thing and make it who I was, like I've done to you. Mm-hmm. And you're doing something in the moment, it's fun, whatever. And then they twist it. And I'd say, okay, I'm sorry. That's not what they wanted. As soon as I said I was sorry, then I was guilty. And then I'm always on this apology tour. Yeah. So I actually tried to back down. They didn't let me. They don't let you back down.
I saw one thing that you said to Joe about the media taking the story and running with it. Like, you've had these kind of these mess ups in the past, but the media won't let you get over it, right? And they continue to push that story. Do you ever feel responsible for starting the fire, or are you more angry at the media for fanning the flames of it?
That's a really good question. I did everything I've done of a good heart, not trying to hurt anybody. And because we've been lied to about WMDs, we've been lied to like Jussie Smollett, we've been lied to about Russiagate, we've been lied to about so many things, people just get to where they have to question everything. And so then the media doesn't want people questioning. So they basically took things I did out of context to create the perception that, look, we're destroying him, you better not question. So I just got chosen by the corporate media to be made an example of.
I think the issue lies in the opinion that some people are saying you're spreading fake hate, fake news, conspiracy theories, which can get dangerous because I agree, question everything. But at what point are you questioning everything and not accepting fact? Because I know you fell into that trap, or not trap, but you've alluded to it in the past, especially with the Sandy Hook thing.
Oh, there's no doubt. Absolutely. I mean, look, here's the deal. You've had the New York Times knowingly lie about WMDs in Iraq and it ended up killing over 2 million people. Madeleine Albright, the Secretary of the State at the time, went on 60 Minutes. You can pull it up. Madeleine Albright says 500,000 kids, a good price to pay for victory in Iraq. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't kill 500,000 kids. She's bragging that that's a good thing. I haven't killed one kid, but I am the devil. They probably had, no exaggeration, 100 major newspapers last week, cover stories saying I'm the devil. I was bad to question Sandy Hook. I wasn't the original guy to question Sandy Hook.
I don't think they're saying you're the devil, just the thoughts that sometimes that you implant in people's minds, whether they're just seeds for now, can grow to become something dangerous.
Well, absolutely. That's the thing that's like Judas Priest got sued because they had the song Beyond the Realms of Death back in the 80s, and some kid got depressed and blew his head off with a shotgun. And they said, your song, that's like saying Romeo and Juliet, going back to Shakespeare's time, it was so powerful that some women particularly would go hang themselves because they heard that love story and it touched them so much. So should we ban Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet? I mean, if we're being lied to so much and then people have to question something, and then that causes some problems. That's just the nature of the world. Getting in your car or motorcycle and going on the road, you could die. You could kill somebody else. You're not trying to. Nothing's perfect. And so anybody that says, we've got to sit there and control somebody's speech, unless you're saying go to somebody's house and kill them, that's a call to action. That's illegal. But if I want to say the moon is made out of cheese.
Cottage cheese, which it might be.
Which it may be. I mean, if I want to say that you're a 14 trillion year old lizard from planet Pop-Tart.
Which I might be.
He definitely is.
Yeah, I believe that.
I have a right to say that. And people have to then make a judgment about whether it's true. But what I'm saying is I barely ever covered Sandy Hook. And so they then made it all about me and started saying, Alex Jones, Sandy Hook, he's sending people to their houses, he's harassing them. When I've been sued over this, so I have the depositions, I've looked at the documents. We covered like 20 times on air, did like segments on 20 shows over like the first 3-4 years. Barely covered that. I've probably done 200 segments, 500 segments on AOC or something. Other people were talking about it. They then make it my identity. I go, oh, that's not me. Fine. I think kids died, mass shootings happen. I was just questioning as the internet did. They go, no, you're the Sandy Hook guy and you're sending people to their houses and you won't stop. So now they use, quote, my fame or whatever to reboot Sandy Hook constantly to where all I ever do is talk about Sandy Hook instead of, which is their tactic, the chemtrails, the human animal hybrids they admit are going on, the fact that cancer rates are up 3,000+%, the fact that autism is up 30,000+%, the fact that all this real crap's going on, man. 50 years ago, no kids had cancer. Scientists would fly across the country to see a kid that had cancer. I can walk to the mall now and walk 100 yards and see a couple kids with cancer. That's the big news, not the big bad Alex Jones question Sandy Hook, which I'm happy to talk about. I get they've written literally they've written over 1,000 articles that have been syndicated, over 100,000 articles. We had a LexisNexis Thomson Reuters analysis done 2 months ago. Hundreds of thousands of repost articles, hundreds of national TV shows, over 15 national specials about me and Sandy Hook. And Megyn Kelly interviewed me for 6 hours, edited it down to 3 minutes, where something from an hour before would be edited with an answer from an hour later, where it had no intelligible connection to reality. That's what's so beautiful. Yeah. This is live. This is real. I told Megyn Kelly, Sandy Hook happened. I believe kids died. If it hurt people's feelings that I questioned it and the internet did, I apologize. She edited it to say that I said no kids died. That's going to be in the lawsuit.
Hey, that's called clickbait, my friend.
And then they sued me for her edits.
Yeah, you fucked up.
That woman is, because we recorded it. The point is, we're getting the video though. We're getting it from NBC, and we are going to shove it up their ass.
Put it right up
you
in there.
Goddamn lying whore. Excuse me.
Alex, I want to talk.
God, that pisses me off.
Yeah, that's a
Seriously.
I want to give you.
I feel that.
I want to give you a little preface, really quick. I'm from Connecticut, so I was in Norwalk, Connecticut, which is about 25 minutes from Newtown when Sandy Hook happened. I stayed home from work that day, and I watched the news as it started to pour in, and I still get a horrible pit in my stomach, bro. It hasn't gone away. A teacher by the name of Victoria Soto
tried to save the kids.
Tried to protect and saved a good number of kids.
Hero.
Her family lives down the street from me in Milford, Connecticut, from my mother now. 2 weeks ago, Jeremy Richmond, the father, the head of the Parents Association, killed himself.
Terrible.
You've apologized, but I think the question is, how do you get to a place where you start to question something like that? Does that then question your competency and your deservingness to have a platform and the amount of power you have? This is just a question. So I think, the saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
Spider-Man.
Right? And so you mentioned a lot of artists and a lot of people and other people talking about things with small syndications. You have a large platform. And so just like Logan got attacked for his misdoings because of the size of his platform, your reach is what puts you in harm's way.
Oh, I agree. I'm being I made mistakes, but what I'm saying is they weren't conscious. And here's what I used to do. I didn't realize how big the show was even 7 years ago. I mean, I thought, well, everybody has like 5 million radio listeners a day, and everybody has like 20 million YouTube viewers. That was like back then, every week. So I was like,
those are real numbers, by the way.
That was back then, yeah.
Can you give me? I read somewhere you had 5 billion views and on your YouTube
that was
page.
Just one channel. We had a bunch, and it was all. Yeah, we had like, I never looked it all up. The point was we had like
massive.
I had YouTube executives that came out in the news just last week that YouTube was going to tailor stuff kind of for our algorithm. I had them come to me like 6-7 years ago, and I had to. Anyways, the point is that they're like, well, don't want to just swing in the dark. We're going to help you, blah, blah, blah. But I never really went with that model. But they said, we want you kind of like Joe Rogan does with Bent Pixels to monetize everyone, because they said, you're the biggest political commentator on YouTube. You have 3 times the views of the Young Turks. Not on your channels. You have half the views on your channels. If you'll let us monetize everyone. And I was kind of dumb. I didn't understand that. I thought maybe they're going to take their channels down. No, they were just going to monetize it. I said no. And then Google got pissed. Parent company. And I was talking like the vice president of YouTube, which I'm sure you guys talk to all the time, because I know you're up there at the top. But that's how that works. And I was just still kind of so paranoid that I thought, oh, they'll just want other people sharing my stuff. This is a trap. Now the documents have come out. It wasn't a trap. And YouTube was trying to marry me, and I didn't let them do it. But the point is that, yes, they said 5-6 years ago, they said, you have over 15 billion views on other people's channels that we know of in just the last few years. And they said back then, you've got 5 billion views on your channels. Okay, so it grew a lot more after that. I never really tracked it. And so they said, we want to work with you, and I just never did it.
I want to rewind a second to the basis of Mike's question was how did you get to a place where you were questioning the events that took place at Sandy Hook?
The anomalies.
Okay, well, this is a very good question, because I said in the deposition from being sued like a month ago that they weren't even supposed to release. Like, they still did it. It's even in the video. They go, we agree, will not be released. And then they release it. Just they do whatever they want, because they know that, they got the Sandy Hook kids to use. That's the lawyers, not the parents are good people. So they can do whatever they want. They just break the rules. And we're in the meeting, and I say, it was almost like a form of psychosis that, I'm being honest, it's the only weapon I have, so I'm really truthful, is that I look back to like 7 years ago when the internet, our first couple of weeks was, he was probably on Prozac, shoot 'em up video games, it's all black trench coats, it's always the same MO of these shootings, don't blame guns. Then the internet rejected it because they're sick of being blamed for what a crazy person does.
Can you fill in the internet just a little bit? What do you mean by that? Because I was on the internet afterwards.
No, I mean, I get it. A large portion, there were videos like getting 10 million views a day that other people made.
Mm-hmm. But you always have the non-believers and the doubters.
So what I'm saying is there was a large portion.
You're saying a large portion, and I am going to disagree with you and say I don't.
That's because they censored all that off.
I don't think it was a large portion. I think it was a minority that seems like a majority because they're the only ones being vocal about a situation.
They're more vocal. That's a good point. I'm just going back to my state of mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm right. You're right. But here's what I'm saying. I'm sitting there, the internet, what looked like a large portion of the internet is saying this didn't happen. So we just analyzed devil's advocate, different segments of it. That is our free speech right. I didn't get any heat for it at the time. Years later, they go, oh, this guy's really big. How do we get him? Well, this is like the worst thing he's done. So we'll just blow this. Imagine a Final Cut Pro editing timeline. Thousands of cuts every day, things you've done. You go to the Japanese forest once, it turns into your life. They zoom into this one thing and then they explode it up where it's this huge mountain and it's everything you've done. And then I do this apology tour trying to explain it, and it only makes it bigger. I guess like Kevin Hart or something, because it just never stops. It just always go back to it. But let me tell you where the mindset was. I was talking, back at the time about Gulf of Tonkin's declassified. It's declassified 10 years ago, that our government staged attacks, shot some rockets at our own ships, not close, to officially launch the Vietnam War in 1964 and the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. Okay, the Nazis launched World War II. Anybody can search engine this. Encyclopedia Britannica, Operation Himmler.
Yep.
And they attacked their own military bases on the border with Poland and then Czechoslovakia to roll the tanks in. They even killed real people dressed up as German soldiers. They put prisoners in German uniforms, killed them.
Blackwoods, all that. Blackwoods as well. Northwoods, sorry.
There's just thousands of these.
Yep.
You've got the Israelis admit the Lavon affair. They blew up a hotel and blamed it on their enemies. I'm not blaming Israel. This is what governments do. Okay. The Kennedys said no to Operation Northwoods, which was to hijack jets, crash them, bomb U.S. military bases, shoot up people at movie theaters in the U.S., and say that Russian-backed Cubans had done it to back an invasion of Cuba. Kennedy said no to that, but he greenlighted Bobby bombing the U.S. embassy in Honduras to launch an attack there. But then Kennedy decided not to do that as well. But that was green-lighted. So I could give you 1990, the head of a PR firm. This is all admitted now. like an 18-year-old girl says she's 12. She goes before Congress. She says, I was there. They took babies out of incubators and bashed their brains out, Saddam Hussein. None of that was true. Okay, not defending Saddam Hussein. That's what happened. That launched that war. Then they lied about WMDs. Then they lied about all the rest of it.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, what were the anomalies for Sandy Hook in particular that drove you to start to question it?
Sure, I'm telling you the mindset. Of seeing all this stage stuff.
I also want to say, like, I understand what it's like to try and validate a mindset in the past, given the mental shift, and it's not fun, and it's difficult. So I to be honest, it's sort of uninterested me, because like if I'm going to be a human being for a second and stand by my morals and the things I say, like I would like to forgive you and give you a second chance and talk about your future, you know, things that matter from here on out. But are you? I mean, is that accurate? Is that just because? I mean, we can talk about the past for as long as we want. As long as we want, and people have done it with him. You've been very open about what those anomalies were. I think it's easily searchable on the internet.
You're not doing this, but Megyn Kelly, this is live.
Yeah.
Megyn Kelly, I said, I believe it happened. I apologize. People have a right to question, but I apologize because I ended up meeting people that I knew and respected that knew the families and said, no, dude, it's real. That was like 3+ years ago, because some of the researchers I found out were nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. And then people go, well, what are the anomalies? Then I give them what I thought of the anomalies. She edited it together and I was sued for it.
Context.
I mean, but also, like,
I know you're not doing that.
Never. So, like,
you understand, I've been told by lawyers, do not talk about the anomalies because they edited it again. And I'm being sued by some people. I've never said their name.
So let's not do that. I guess what I was trying to do was trying to, at a higher level, try to understand, when it comes to these conspiracy theories, is there a point where you say, yo, this one's off fucking limits?
This is what happened. Exactly. About 6 years ago or so, people started saying I was Bill Hicks. And they already started saying I was like Bo Bridges.
Oh, I saw this. I actually saw this.
And I've had people like on the street.
They say you're controlled opposition.
Reprogrammed, whatever.
Exactly. You've heard of like...
Because you look like this dude.
A little bit. But...
They said you are this guy, right? But mind you, I don't know anything about this guy.
Hold on a second. I just thought of something.
He is this guy?
No. He brought up on his show that you look like
what the fuck, bro?
Like that.
Yo, Alex, that's fucked up. You said it looked like what was his name? You said it looked like a child molester.
Listen.
What's his name?
I said it was a joke.
No.
You hit on it 4 times.
I have never.
What's his name?
Like this guy. It's kind of like when Charles Barkley met met Kevin Brady. He's like, I'm not gay, but this guy's really handsome. Logan Paul's pretty handsome over here in person.
Yeah. As soon as you see him in person, it's a different story.
I got my hair dyed. I got my hair dyed a little blonde.
Alex, I have never laughed so fucking hard, dude.
Yo, and you're just rolling this picture in the background.
Look at the camera. I thought it was
Are you secretly Jimmy Savile, son?
I thought it was pretty accurate.
Jimmy Savile clone.
So, again, context. We had Caitlin Bennett, the Kent State gun girl, on the show, and she worked for InfoWars.
Here's the deal. She does her own private stuff, and then when she does some stuff for us, which I'm super proud of her work. I just don't want to get her deplatformed saying she works for me.
I feel like she's close, man.
I know nothing about her. I know nothing. Nothing.
We tried to talk her down.
Dude, look at your right there.
Oh no.
Look at that,
dude. That's a spitting fucking image, dude.
That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, bro. Damn.
By the way, that's not a conspiracy theory. It's a joke.
Yeah, but okay. So, Alec, you did like a review of our podcast with Caitlin Bennett, gun girl. And, you said I look like a pedophile, so no problem.
I don't think you look like a pedophile. I said you look like
that's what you said.
I said you. No.
You look like Jimmy Savile.
Give me the arm.
I'm not gonna punch you because of assault.
You should.
Come on, just give me right here. Not assault.
Give him a little something.
Give me back for it. I don't think you look.
No, give him something.
Give him something. No, because this is like it's dude. He makes a lot of money. I know he signed the
form.
NDA.
Yeah, he signed the form.
Oh shit!
Big jump. Alex suing. Can we bring a doctor?
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Oh, you won't leave it. Fuck
No! Well, whoa! You barely touched it.
Wow! If only I could have done that to KSI, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was fucking, dude.
So
it's gone.
what's it like battling with all those lawsuits and like you got another one?
You got
right?
a lot, bro.
What's
You've
You
been
got
sued
sued
by a
frog today.
You've been sued by a frog.
Do you
bro.
even know this yet?
No.
It's all over the internet.
Surprise, motherfucker! You got sued by a frog.
It's all over the internet right now. You've been sued by a fucking frog, dude. A conspiracy frog named Pepe.
Pepe.
You know this motherfucker?
Oh, well, that happened like a year and a half ago.
Read the best part about Alex Jones' 159-page deposition about Pepe the Frog. And this is you being sued by a frog.
No, I know. It's totally insane. Here's what happened. Hillary came out and said that Pepe was a Nazi. She's the one that said he's a Nazi. And so the guy...
The frog?
Yeah. So the guy that
Definitely looks
supposedly
like he
created
could be.
it...
Yeah, he could be.
He could be a Nazi.
I mean, the guy that supposedly created it, named Fury, he lives here in town. He told the Daily Dot and a bunch of other stuff, use it, it's open, free to use, everything. He sues people if they put it on their website. So we get some art we sell at Infowars.com. A guy goes, I made this poster of symbols of the 2016 election. The frog's like a little bitty thing up here in the corner. He's saying we can't paint that and sell it. Now, they wanted to settle for nothing. They just wanted to say, oh, I settled. BS. I've spent 10 times what they wanted to settle for fighting them, and I'll keep fighting them because I fight every damn one of these BS things. They just saw all the...
Sorry, it fired me
I got
up.
sued over a year and a half ago over this. They just saw the attention the last deposition got. So they saw this and released this to just,
Now, is this the gay frog that you were talking about?
No, this is not the atrazine gay frogs. By the way, you pull up major universities, folks, and I'm not against gay people. The point is that atrazine artificially demasculates men, it over-feminizes women, and causes cancer.
And where is that found? Where's the whatever you're saying found?
Atrazine is basically in all of our tap water. It's in everything. We're just inundated in it.
So you believe
Don't
that-
believe me. Don't believe me. I was covering like 10 years ago a Berkeley study and then a South African study and a UT study going, wow, look, almost all the frogs don't now want females. They want to have sex with males who don't produce eggs. So the frogs are dying. And I said, it's making the frickin' frogs gay.
Well, hold on a second.
and now what? And then they go, sorry.
And then you get sued by a frog.
No, I want to say
And
this.
now I'm sued by frogs.
To your point, and this is what I fucking hoped would happen. I hope you would come on the show and we would find solid ground to stand on together, because we just talked about a study a couple weeks ago where male sexual activity was down.
Hold on a second. Apples and oranges, guy. What are you saying?
That's because Netflix.
What do you Netflix and Fortnite? Man, what are you saying?
But still, we're
You're
not-
saying the government puts chemicals in water that is turning people more feminine? Is that
Well, here's the deal. I've talked to-
And with that
there's
same,
a lot of plastics you can produce that don't have bisphenol A that's similar to atrazine.
Yep.
You notice, like, if you go to Target or wherever now, all the stuff's glass because mom's figured it out. Most plastics leach, but you can do a different process that it costs the same amount of money. They chose a plastic to be the unified standard in the West that causes breast cancer, that
What's it called?
causes sterility.
What's it called?
Bisphenol A,
Okay.
BPA.
I have a
Type in
I see it.
atrazine in frogs. You'll get German, Japanese, U.S. universities.
I have a more basic question, but I'm curious.
basic ass.
Just for people who might like not really be into all this information, like who and why would people come after us as just people living life to attack us or to harm us or to put products in our lives that are killing us?
That's
Like,
a great question.
Why?
Why did Hitler do what he did? Because
So he could take over the world.
there's people that want power, and here's the deal. If you can control humanity, there's no more wars. So the Carnegie Endowment, via the British Royal Institute of International Affairs, developed a plan in the 1860s, and then Carnegie got set up in the early 1900s to end war as we know it. But the answer is end men and women as we know it, end human competition as we know it. So it's an official world government plan to end the family, end humanity. Brave New World is not a fiction book. Huxley even wrote another book about how it wasn't fiction. He wrote it in 1932, how it was a total plan for what they're now doing. And so they call it the post-human era. They call it the end of the future. They call it
Is this what leads to breakaway civilizations as well?
full spectrum dominance.
Yeah.
So full spectrum dominance doesn't just mean land,
What
sea,
is
and
that?
air.
What is that?
If you can induce humans into an artificial system and then take control of the whole human biology and make it a corporate thing, you have now dominated civilization. You don't dominate people with tanks and armies and weapons. You seduce them into giving up their basic humanity, their rites of passage and everything so that you can be the God. It's like that famous photo of Zuckerberg walking a few years ago with all his employees wearing VR, but he's not. He's bipedal.
That's like Charles Manson too. He did the same thing. He gave all of his followers LSD, but never took it himself.
And he wanted to bring down civilization in a race war to end civilization because his God was saying, you're going to be empowered if you can bring down civilization. And he was actually, it's come out of CIA mind control study, just like Theodore Kaczynski, the Unabomber, was in MK Ultra. That's actually LA Times. Type in Unabomber CIA. You'll get, and click images, you'll get Washington Post.
See, you'll
get it all.
Alex, one of the reasons I think you're the best at what you do is because you find ways to tie conspiracies that may not have enough proof to turn them into law back to things that are proven. And so like MK Ultra, there's no doubt that happened. Like we tested LSD on heroin addicts in jail. We tested LSD on people in San Francisco and we studied them, right?
That's what they admit to. Yeah.
They've admitted to it, right? So I think sometimes what you're able to do is take conspiracies that are still very unproven and then look at MK Ultra as precedent. And I think you even just said it just now that for Sandy Hook, you looked at a lot of things that actually did happen as precedent.
And then projected it onto the future.
Onto other things. And so my question is
and I said that's all these lies. When you're lied to so much, it creates an conditions you
right.
to an artificial form of psychosis. You're not literally psychotic. You just start not knowing what's real. It's like if a black pit bull in your life had bitten you 5 times. If you saw another black pit bull,
you're scared shitless.
You're scared.
So my question is
you don't have psychosis about the general world or paying your bills or taking care of your kids, but you've got psychosis when you see a big public event. And you as a gun owner are being blamed, you start going, you know what? You guys have staged that before. I just say you staged it. Don't blame me as a gun owner. I just say it's your fault. And I look back on that, at that point, I just kind of gotten where I wasn't doing consciously, but it was like a ruthlessness. Like, you're not blaming me, I'm blaming you.
The question I have for you is this. Sometimes it feels like there's a difference between questioning something and saying that it didn't happen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or that we've been lied to, right? And I think you've activated a base of Alex Jones fans that when you say question something, they automatically assume that thing didn't fucking happen.
I think it's bigger than
right?
that. I think people don't believe a damn word mainstream media or government says anymore. And so they go, who did this? And the government and the corrupt groups project on me. He made them not believe us. No, I'm just a signpost. The lying made the public not believe him. So they think destroying me will make people stop questioning. No, if they start telling the truth like Trump's been doing, then people will start believing again.
So
they say he's got 8,000 gumballs on CNN of lies. You go look at those lies. Those aren't lies. How about just defending Trump?
Well, just the other day, he said that his father was from Germany, right?
Yeah, that means technically his dad was a German immigrant.
But he wasn't though. So that's my question. He was born in New York fucking City. So it's like,
wait a minute. If I
just, my question is this, like what is a lie and what's not a lie? I think that's one of the things we are suffering under right now as a people.
I think if Fred Wolf's parents came over here and they spoke German in the house to say, I've got, my dad's from Germany.
Right.
It'd be one thing if his dad was like part English and part German and then had been born here. But I mean, when both your parents are from Germany and get off the boat and they have a kid named Fred Wolf, I think it's reasonable to say my dad was from Germany.
But I guess who draws the line on reasonable?
I mean, hell, you can say I'm from Germany.
Because
I'm more than half German.
I touched a doorknob on the way in here. Am I part doorknob?
No.
Are you like who draws that? Who draws that line?
Is a little different than genetics. Like if your whole family's from, or let's say your whole family's from Russia or your whole family's from Mexico. I mean, if your dad was born here, but his parents brought him here and he was from Mexico, and I said, hey, my dad's Mexican.
But Trump's dad was born in Germany. And by the way, I want to throw this out too. He also said in a book at a former time in one of his books that his dad was from Sweden. And so it's like, where do you start to say, okay, like we love the dude's policies. We think he's doing good things for the country. But the dude is just making shit up.
Wait a minute. He said he would get out of the TPP. He did that.
He did that. He also said he wouldn't spend as much time playing golf as fucking Obama. He plays golf every fucking day of his life.
Hold on, not every day. That's something he did criticize Obama.
Yeah.
For playing too much golf, and you're right. You're right. You got it.
Oh, shit.
We need Hillary. Hillary.
No, Ed, do not. No, stop. Do not do that. Listen to me. I want her.
He just know his
I want
energy's
Hillary
contagious,
to
all right?
give me milk.
No, stop.
I want to
Spencer's
suck
sitting right
on
next to
her.
him. We don't know what
I
it's
want to
like.
drink her.
that
Hillary,
seat. Don't
I
know what
want
it's
you,
like over
Hillary.
there.
I want your milk, like Romulus and Remus. I want him to hang down. I want your milk, Hillary. Give me your milk.
You heard it here on Impulsive. Give him the milk. The
I
number
will
one
never-
podcast in
Man
the
needs
world.
some milk.
I will never
some milk.
I will never do that chant with you. I don't want her either. But I did see you.
I'm not gonna lie. I've got a crush on her. Hillary, meet me in Vegas, baby. I'm ready.
Shit, y'all going to Marquee?
But
I'm marrying Hillary, baby.
There we go.
But I
She
did.
is my president.
No, she talked shit about you a little bit.
Oh no,
I saw that.
No,
It's all good. It was low key.
No, we actually have already been dating.
That's tight. That's tight.
That's a joke, by the way. Jones outrageously. Did you see Carpe Donkum, the great meme maker? Got like 40 million views or whatever on Facebook and all other places and Twitter. And then Brian Stelter goes, he tried to deceive the public and showed Biden groping Biden. This is the fake news we're talking about, and it's very dangerous. What do? Let's turn to our panel. And if you play the Carpe Donktum meme, it's Biden groping Biden. It's a joke. It's not a fucking fake news. God damn it. It's fucking a joke. Sorry.
No, it's good. It is.
It's a family show.
Yeah.
No. I can't argue with him on that.
Listen, you don't know the danger and the sexism and racism of people like Alex Jones and what a virus he is. I only have 100,000 viewers. We have to pay to put me on in different places like bars and restaurants and, well, of course, in train stations and airports and hotels. But I'm going to tell you, because I'm Brian Stelter, that we need to do things like take Logan Paul off the air.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to react right now.
Just bring over the big man.
No, hold on.
He left.
Well, here's why this is interesting.
He smelled like.
Because
Gotcha.
your
I've never seen someone that stoned.
your energy is crazy. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I'm not quite used to it.
I didn't have that Thunderbolt strike, though. You hit me.
But listen, I'm looking at your
Hold on,
guys.
are you
I'm
looking at me with laser?
No.
Oh!
What are you doing?
Oh,
shit.
Alex Jones is going down on the set of Impulsive. He's
done,
we
dude.
lost him.
He's done.
We're having some fun with your audience.
No, but I'm looking at your people.
Yeah, you got it.
These guys are unfazed, bro. They're not even paying attention.
They've seen us before.
Big squad, bro.
all the Impulsive is like, is Alex Jones about to murder someone?
Yeah, but this is just a typical average Tuesday.
No, but I like this, bro.
You can make jokes about this,
No.
but CNN deserves to be in charge.
Have you considered
How
a
dare you
career
have-
in Hollywood?
You realize you have
Your-
10 times the audience of CNN.
Yeah,
Logan Paul, you're a bad person.
Your
And
impersonations
you
are
have
on.
a white supremacist on your show.
They're incredible.
Alex, I gotta cut you one more thing, and then let's ask Logan's question. Question for you: You've had a ton of shit from the left and from Hillary and the left, right?
That's just because she's mad I left her.
Endless, but I saw you get in a fucking rumble with Rubio.
Oh, yeah.
The other day,
That wasn't the other day.
the other year,
6
Yeah.
months ago.
the other month. My
did.
bad.
You
No, it's
gotta
okay.
look-
Whatever. It was lately.
Yeah, what happened there, man?
Tussle.
Can I do it in Brian Stelter's voice?
No, please don't.
Okay. All right,
Yeah, it's
stop.
starting to worry me.
I know it's bad.
I'm scared.
Do it in Jimmy Savile's voice.
I'm not gonna lie though. Only person gets me hotter than my wife is Hillary or Brian Stelter. My
Wait,
dream
you got a wife?
is a menage a trois between me, Brian Stelter, and Hillary. Hey, it's legal now. I'm gay for Brian Stelter. Only for you, baby. You're so manly. You're so powerful. You're so real. Your destiny lies with me, Stelter. Join me and I will complete your training. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. I am your father. I can complete your training, Stelter. All right, sorry. What was the question?
I don't think you should be doing what you're doing. You are an entertainer. You should be in
Yeah.
Hollywood as an actor.
Or a
This is
linebacker.
incredible. Or a linebacker.
No, I
No,
got run
speaking
over.
of that,
Bigger than I am.
No,
Hey,
your
let's just
breakaway
search Paul
speed.
Watson's.
No, your
Watson's.
breakaway speed is
Yeah,
incredible. This is what I'm saying.
phenomenal.
No, seriously, this is amazing. Where did you get this type of breakaway speed?
You're not an intellectual, Joe. You're a fake and a fraud.
Shit.
Brother, you are quick.
Fast. That's a D1 athlete.
Oh, yeah, all right.
What
That's
was
D1,
the
son.
look in that guy's
friend, you're
eyes when you
quick and
caught
you're
up to
thick.
him?
Well, no, you're walking around Seattle and everybody's like, fuck you, Russian, and they all run once they, if you watch the full video, after like 10 of these, my camera guy goes, let's get off the streets, this is dangerous. And then a guy right after that dumps coffee on me.
I saw that.
I saw that
Goblin,
one.
a literal goblin, vampire potbelly goblin appeared,
A vampire pop.
hate to see those.
hobbling around.
those
Where does
suck.
this fire come from? What drives the paranoia? And is it fucking real, Alex? Is this all real, or are you doing it to fucking buy a Maserati?
It's a persona, Alex.
Do you want a Maserati?
Maseratis are not that fast.
You want a fat whip?
Mine goes 185. You know the song, obviously?
Yeah.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Maserati goes
185. Yeah. All right.
No, I'm not looking for that.
Where does the fire come from? You should be pumping up football teams before games, Alex. This is incredible.
Unlock your human potential!
Let's go!
Globalists who want to shutter your mind, your doorways to perception. I want to see you truly live. Let's go. I want to see you truly be who you are.
Alex, come on, my
You guys really had a
guy.
question. What was the question before I went crazy?
Where's the fire come from?
What was the question before that?
Where's the paranoia come from? Talk to me about your childhood. Did anything? What happened with your parents? Talk to me about your fucking parents, dude.
Well, it was the Martians in the
Clockwork Elves.
Joking. Just a joke.
Reflecting
That's a
with
joke.
comedy.
Jones says Martians were in the attic. Guys, I'm totally real about politics or atrazine turned the frogs gay or I don't like socialism. But when I'm screwing around, and I fall. That's a joke. Everybody knows it's a joke. I respect the audience that they know a joke.
Well, God knows he doesn't have any punching power. You saw his fight with KSI.
Well, hold on a second. It's not that I got winded. All right. So
Well, I mean, he probably kicked my ass. Anyways, the point is let's get serious here. There was a question before that, though.
can we rewind on the videotape?
What's the Where's the paranoia?
No, there
Where's
was
the
something else
fire
you
come
said.
from? You're in Seattle. Was that dude scared?
Was it the breakaway speed?
breakaway speed?
I wasn't trying to act cool. I had been threatened like 10 times in 5 minutes if you watch the full live stream. And I should have not done it. I mean, here's an example. 2 weeks ago, I'm in Austin.
Restaurant.
And people over to where I'm sitting 3 times and go, F you, eat crap, we're gonna get you. And I turn around, the guy's going, yeah, fucker, yeah. And I'm like to my wife, hey, eat your oysters, let's get out of here. I didn't order an entree. I'm like, we're getting out of here. I was in there like 20 minutes and this guy's threatening me. I walk out, they're at the door going, F you, we're gonna eat the rich, kill the rich.
You got security?
Yeah, I should always bring him with me. I didn't that day.
Is that him?
Yeah, but he's just out, but I didn't that day. And so then they're all videotaping. They edited it like Jussie Smollett to say that I attacked them. Luckily, even the Statesman, it's a liberal paper, went and talked and said, no, they came to his table 3 times and told him, we're going to get you. And that's my problem. At a certain point, the 4th time, we're going to get you. I walk out there, F you, eat shit.
Saw that.
We're going to get you. But they all edited it where headlines, the Daily Beast, Washington Post, Jones comes up to an innocent table of
Hey,
loving
listen,
liberals.
you're right. I saw that. I saw that video. And by the way, I heard the things that people were saying to you. And so my thought on it is I try to stay center of the road on shit. I try to.
It's good.
People were saying shit to you that was disgusting. Like I heard it and it was a form of bullying.
And you only saw the end of it.
But do you think he's sort of
Oh, you were asking
Brought
if it's an
that
act.
upon
Yes.
himself.
That was the question. Is it an act?
Maybe, but at what
Like, you
point?
can't tell me no,
No, I'm
also.
not saying he hasn't. But like I prefaced,
you
earlier,
sleep in the bed you make?
I prefaced earlier with Sandy Hook. I know some of the parents. They fucking hate you. They fucking hate you, dude. Like no, make no.
Tell them their
and
thing.
they're not-
Tell them their
Here's the
thing.
deal. I
Oh,
didn't kill
somebody.
them.
One reached
I
out
didn't
to
kill
me.
their kids.
One reached
I didn't
out to
kill
me
their kids.
today. One reached
It's
out
like,
to me.
I'm sorry your kids are dead. I didn't kill them.
One reached out to me today and offered me 6 figures to punch you in the face on the fucking show. I'm not kidding about this.
And
I'm
by the way,
dead serious. I would never.
No, he's gonna do it.
No, I'm not.
No, he is.
Was
No,
that
I'm not.
Posner?
No, I'm not.
Was that Posner?
No, I'm not going to say who it was.
I'm going to let you do it.
No, I refuse. And by the way,
This-
no.
You're a big guy.
No,
Come on.
by the way, listen to me. I won't
hey,
do
look,
it.
I'll do it for
We'll
you.
split them. No, do not.
No.
Oh,
Alex,
that's
stop.
like 5 punches.
Alex, stop.
No, you give me a punch.
I don't want to do
he got
that.
a jaw.
I got
He got a jaw.
I got this as an offer.
He's got a steel jaw.
I don't know.
I want you to get your
I don't know.
500,000.
I don't know. If it's $500,000,
Split it
this
with him.
shit
Give me
we
a
already
little
would.
one. Hey,
No,
give me a
I'm
little
not
one.
fucking doing it.
See, I already let you.
because
I
he's
did
got
it.
money. He's got money to defend himself. I'm just a broke
No, I
co-host.
swear I will not. I waive all stuff. It's mutually agreed contract. Do it
No,
for the family.
I want to
Here, the
listen.
family's not bad.
Alex,
just give it a leg
Alex,
slap.
no, Alex.
I'm bad. Here.
No, Alex, I
I'm
don't.
a bad person. I
Alex,
question things. I'm evil.
I don't want any of this shit right now.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't want any of this shit right now.
I think I'm gonna.
All right, you asked if this is real? Of course this is real.
Woo!
Are you not entertained?
We blew the TV out. That's incredible.
You
You made it a green screen.
Can I have some more of that water?
You
Get in there.
Is there any more of those ice cubes?
Oh shit, where is it? Oh, it's right here.
Hey,
Listen, you apologized. You apologized, and also, I don't think there's anybody that you harmed that it shocked when you said you had a form of some sort of mental disorder. I don't think
I think people know that I'm completely mentally together.
I disagree. You said on Joe Logan Paul.
that's a mix of two
Joe Logan.
podcasts.
You said
You guys get married, it's Jolo. Dude, what if you guys got married? That would be the biggest celebrity marriage. You and Joe get married. I would be the preacher.
Think about
I'm totally
that
for it.
podcast. Think about that podcast.
Dude, but here's the thing. Who's
Joe
pitching
Logan.
and who's catching? Are you going to deliver to Joe? Or are you going to let him get behind you and give it to you?
Are you going to answer or are you just going to ignore it, you think?
No, seriously. I'm going to ask, is Joe Rogan going to screw you or are you going to screw him?
I think I'm gonna sit this play out.
See how this works?
You said on
Where's the ice cubes at?
You could have, we got ice coming? Oh, more ice.
Oh, good.
right here.
Anyways, we're having some fun now. See how this works?
I want
Get
to,
in there.
where were you headed?
I was just gonna say,
Where
like,
were you headed? Before you got
asked a
fucked
good
in-
question.
Before
Before you
fucked-
got into the division of Jolo.
Yeah,
Listen,
Or would it be
I was-
Lojo? Lojo or Jolo?
What about Cujo? Stephen King.
Well, how about all three of us in a polyamory get married? It would be Logan Paul, Alex Jones, and Joe Rogan all get married. And then, hell, we marry Eddie Bravo at the same time.
What do you think happens in that
Bravo,
case?
Logo, Joe, Joneso.
Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say on Joe Rogan, you said, and I quote,
Kind of retarded.
"I'm kind of retarded."
He said it for you.
What'd you mean by that?
Well, it just means I have a lot of psychic powers.
Oh,
Nice shit.
No, seriously. I am kind of socially retarded because I say what I want to say. And then I do get that people can then be hurt by it, but the whole world's hurting you. Gravity's pulling you down towards the ground. There's pollen outside. There's everything we do kills us. The whole point is get into it instead of letting it defeat you.
Question. Why don't you pitch your show as an entertainment show? Now imagine that. Now, as opposed to trying to convince people that
This is the coolest podcast table I've ever seen. Who came up with this genius idea?
hey, why don't we flash the lights, huh? We got cool things we can do.
as opposed to
Look at this.
pitching it as reality and getting people to act on things or question, what if you just came out and you're like, boy, I got a funny shtick today. Imagine this.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
and
host
then
the broadcasters
you're an
Optimus
entertainer.
Prime.
Now listen.
Alex.
Do you remember? You
Before
don't
there
remember
was
this?
Cybertron, there was the Cube.
Perfect. In the 1950s,
Autobots transform and roll out.
in the 1950s, there were radio shows. Remember Orwell, right? Or H.G. Wells, like all that shit, right? Was it Orwell?
Yeah, that made people freak out, right?
Made people freak out,
No,
right?
Orwell was on radio, but mainly it was H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells made people freak out.
Things
all
that
right?
could,
But
yeah,
it was,
War of the Worlds.
and-
People were shooting water towers believing it was the aliens.
and so he started it as a real story. Like,
But is that
people-
his fault? He says, the tripod-like creatures approached with 4 legs. And the guy runs out with a 30-06 and goes, goddamn Martian.
So technically,
That's the fact that he
yeah.
is highly suggestible is his problem. You asked me a serious question, though. You said, how much of this is real? It's all real. When I'm being silly, it's silly. When I'm being serious, I'll say I'm being serious. I believe what I'm saying. It's not been calculated. I'm in there having some fun.
Earlier in the show, you said that you enjoy the war that you're in. So, one of my questions to you is: do you think a war is necessary? Do you think it's necessary to fight? The powers that be that are trying to, dampen people down, or do you think there's another way that we can maybe get around these problems that we're facing as a society?
I have totally noticed in here that most of you guys are in way better shape than I am. So I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Tough Guy. What I'm saying is metaphysically at a level, when you go on a Mars mission, they say it's like a year when the Mars is closest to Earth. And by the time the most badass astronaut, Olympic athlete gets there, he can hardly walk or she can hardly walk. So the modern society is really cush and soft, but it's like having no gravity. So you think as gravity as oppression, but gravity is like lifting weights or doing arithmetic or playing chess or taking care of your kids or making lunch. Work and training is what makes you better. None of us are perfect at it. We all know a lot of us are slobs in the society. So I'm on a high horse, but it's recognizing that situation. And so there's always corrupt elements in some giant thing like the government. And one thing, Joe Rogan said that was really good when I was on, he goes, don't just say they, let's talk about specifically.
Who are,
Because when I say the government was involved in 9/11, I don't mean police officers or firefighters or 99.9% of the military or anybody. They're heroes. It was literally criminal groups working with radical Islam that stood down as part of a larger plan. And so, yes, we have to be absolutely specific about these things we talk about. But then when I'm saying oh my God, there's an enemy. I'm not saying it as a victim. I'm saying it as someone who's an overcomer and a conqueror, that good men have to be involved and good women, like Thomas Jefferson said, all that evil men and tyrants seek to flourish is good men do nothing. Okay? And so I'm saying when good people sit back and say, oh, everything's fine, I'm not a loser. If I say things have a problem, I'm being a loser. No, then bad people come and take over. I'm saying we have to be engaged and involved in questioning, because that always builds a better society.
I asked Caitlin this, and one thing you're always very raw about is the power of whoever they are, right? Whether it's NSA, CIA, whatever
it's big corporate boards that control governments.
And that, by the way, I've been vocal about corporations controlling I agree with a lot of that shit. But my question is this: are we fucked?
No.
Like, we could talk about it, but are we fucked?
No.
Like, when they bring the AC-130s, I asked Caitlin this, when they bring the F-16s, when they bring the nukes, when they bring the shit, if they ever did want to turn on us or poison us or whatever, how do you think we fight back?
Okay, well, your least of your problem is going to be human-manned aircraft in the military. The military, on average, is more awake than anybody else. It's not an ass-kissing contest. It's true. Police are more awake, military are more awake. They live in the real world. They go in people's houses. They see the real stuff. They're forced to be put through stress. And as Victor Hugo, the French philosopher and statesman, said, prosperity makes monsters, adversity makes men. Well, the actual quote was, adversity makes men, prosperity makes monsters. And so it's just a fact that, like any successful person that has a big company, usually their kids are screwed up because that person tries to protect them from what they went through, even though what that person went through is what made them who they were.
Yeah.
And so we pull back from this, and we think we want to build this nanny state to protect everybody. What we're really creating is a bunch of victims who want to be victims, and then a predator class that's going to let them be the victim they are. I want a class of people that question, that are strong, that are powerful, that make humanity better, so we have a better future for all our children.
I agree.
You want that, and you're fostering it on InfoWars. But one thing I wanted to dive into a little bit was, At what point does it go beyond wanting to foster a group of people that you just described to now you're selling them? I mean, on your website, you have immune support, deodorant, fish oils,
super male vitality.
Like, at what point are you capitalizing on the people that believe you? And I'll use the word worship you in a way. I would like to believe the people that follow you and especially buy these products are huge Alex Jones fans. Like, I know one of them.
So do I.
Well, there's a term called being screwed. When I'm in bed with my wife, I mean, I'm not.
You're screwing.
She's not getting screwed over. This is a good thing happening. And so you damn well right. I want my listeners to support me. I'm supporting them. And I look at Jeff Bezos, who owns Whole Foods and who owns
Amazon.
Amazon. He's the biggest supplement seller in the world. People buy supplements. I wish I took my own most of the time. I should, because they work. Fish oil is really good for your brain and heart. It's what it's made out of. I go out and look, what's the top nootropic that gives people healthy energy? Boom, I clone it, make it better, and sell it for half the price and dominate the market. I go, what's the top water filter bestseller right now that's the lowest price but the best seller? I call them up. I go, I'll be your number one seller. And I become a number one seller. So I'm under all this attack.
And you're moving product.
I'm moving a lot of product, but the goal of my operation is not to move the product, but I need to sell the product because they took my sponsors away. Going back like 10 years ago, I had sponsors. The liberals and the leftists, the authoritarians took my sponsors. So then I'm like, what am I already using?
So what's
already top rated? So anything I sell is already top rated. And so I'm very proud that you can go into a GNC and buy a lot of good stuff, or you can go into Whole Foods and buy a lot of great stuff. I've got 60 products. 15 of them are private label, top selling Whole Foods bestsellers. Gotcha. So the Washington Post, I'm not even attacking Bezos here. The Washington Post writes articles saying I sell snake oil when I'm selling the exact highest rated fish oil they've got for 35% less.
Is this your way to provide value to your followers while they fund your operation?
I wouldn't be there. So how am I going to do it? Most revolutionaries rob banks. They do all sorts of stuff. Like, well, he's robbing banks, Bonnie and Clyde revolutionary. No, they're bad. I'm selling people t-shirts, books, videos, supplements, water filters, air filters, high quality emergency radios, stuff I have. Here's my marketing plan. Whatever I like, my kids are drinking filtered water out of the filters I sell. I've got air filters in every room because I have allergies, bad ones. And so they make it where I have a better life. And so I found the best 4-stage air filter that I can find. The leading competitor is like $500. We sell it for $200, man. I make like $50 on it. I don't do that model where marketers tell me, they say, people want a certain percentage want to pay the highest price. They think the highest price is the best. I'm not marking supplements up
like
seven
a premium.
times. People mark
Premium
stuff
buyer,
up 7 times. I mark stuff up 150%. They want to have a discount. I cut it back to 100% markup.
I read somewhere that you're making $20 million a year and that your net worth is 10 mil.
No, that again,
You got a Rolex on.
yeah, but that's
Nice
only because
one.
that's a
Nice
good
one. watch.
Americana type deal.
Yeah.
I just like how it feels. I'm not into some like watch.
I don't know.
You've been rocking it for a while.
No, but none of that's. I'm not against capitalism. I'm not a liberal who's super rich like AOC, and then steals millions of dollars reportedly out of a fund she set up for politics, and then gets away with it because she's part of the establishment. I'm not talking about that.
What are your thoughts on AOC?
You want the finances? I'll give you the finances. It's
Yeah,
bigger than what you
I would
said.
love. I mean,
It's bigger than what you said. But it's not like
more.
some-
It's more than
way more than that.
You're making more than $20 million a year annually
I'm not making
revenue.
When you sell supplements at 100% markup instead of a 7-fold markup like everybody else does, 5 to 7, you can sell $20 million of product. That's $10 million.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then you got to pay all your employees, pay the bandwidth, pay the infrastructure, pay all the stuff, pay the taxes, and then you keep money. But my goal, I wouldn't be going up against the system where they're trying to take my money away if money was my goal. Money is a great thing to do what I want and live how I want to and be independent. Money is like fuel in my car to drive somewhere. It's not my God. In my hierarchy of needs, money's down at the middle.
What's up at the top? What's up at the top?
My children, the future of humanity, telling the truth, my integrity. So the very publications that are owned by a guy who I'm not even bashing, who sells the biggest supplement seller in the world, are saying I'm a bad guy. And all I'm saying to Bezos and them is, how am I bad for selling supplements when I'm selling the same one? People buy it because it works, man. Turmeric is good for inflammation. Fish oil is good. Damn nootropics sell off itself because they work. Protein.
I'll just answer your question. The answer, which I'm not saying I agree with, the answer would be, like, from the outside, it does look a little bit like a bait and switch type tactic. You lure them in with the things you're saying and they agree with you to become fans of you. And then you sort of upsell them on another way to somehow improve their life or make their life better. Mind you, I'm not saying I'm with that logic. I'm saying that's the answer to the question.
I get what you're saying. And just think of this. If you're watching Andy Griffith 50 years ago on Mayberry, on the original shows, he's like, this hour of the Andy Griffith show, me and what was his Aunt May? Or what's her name? Aunt on
I only know the
Auntie M. So he's like, me and Annie M like mint and cherry flavored Jell-O, and then we put some Cool Whip on top of it here in Mayberry. So it's like, is he dirty selling you Jell-O and Cool Whip? That's much worse for you than fish oil.
You're talking to the expert of loganpaul.com/shop. I mean, he has perfected the bring him in through the vlog, load him out the back door through the clothing.
Here's the difference. Here's why I dive in.
Yeah.
The message behind my vlog is the same message for the merchandise.
Well, listen,
is the message for your product, how is it correlated in any way to the brand that is Alex Jones?
Well, here's the biggest thing. I just said earlier, everybody's trying to be healthy, engaged, physically strong. I used to run 6 miles every other day. I used to lift weights for 3 hours.
Yeah, I believe. Should I show the breakaway speed again?
And now I'm a big fat walrus who does it. But let me tell you, I feel good selling PQQ and CoQ10 and DNA Force. I feel good knowing these are the best, highest quality at the price they are. There's a big market in supplements. And people are into fitness, and this is how I fund myself. So I give them a good product. There's not any separation. I'm not doing the show to make money, but it's okay to make money, and it's really good to have them trying to shut me down and then being able to fund myself through our great listeners who get great product and response and stick their finger in their eye as we stay on air. And let me tell you, here's an example. They've had these fake Vice shows and all these others like 4 times that I've seen go, we got his products for a week or a month and we got totally sick on them. And the first thing they do is like, let's try this coffee. It's the top rated Chiapas coffee on the border with Guatemala that I get a great deal on. And the exact same stuff is sold at Whole Foods for like $5 a pound more. And it's coffee I like, and I knew a distributor, so I started selling it 10 years ago, and I sell a massive crap ton of coffee. It's one of our biggest funders, okay? And it's really, and people go, God, this is really good coffee. Is it the best you ever had? That's up to your palate. I sell some damn good coffee at a good price. And people say, well,
It's not
how
even
does
like-
this
it's not
fit with
even
your
like a-
ideology?
I'm not even questioning the.
I'm just saying, I got to fund my war. And here's what happened. Like 15 years ago, they said, Jones just wants money. I was giving my films away online. I only had like 10 crew. And I looked at my wife at the time, people, and I said, they think we're doing this for money. We'll show them how to make money. We're not going to bring in $5 million a year. We're going to bring in 10 times that. And then we're going to put it back into the operation and build this sucker up. So other talk shows as big as I am have a private jet, a 20-bedroom house, and a helicopter. I don't have any of that.
Where do you think you could put the money in, let's just say, like society outside of the show that you think would fuel that war?
I mean, I've only got like a few extra $1 million at the end of the year. I don't know where I'd put that. I mean, because you just give people money, you get like Skid Row and a bunch of homeless people injecting heroin. Teaching people how to catch fish instead of giving them fish is the way to go.
You know, something I noticed about you and I said this.
Here's an example. Drew works for me for a while. Do we even do marketing? Do we ever even worry about ads?
People just
You want to get on the camera over here? Sid Logan, Paul Seaver. No, I'm just telling you, man, we don't even worry about money.
Alex, I said this to Caitlin.
The listeners get that too.
I said this to Caitlin too when she was on. She had, it's weird sitting here with you after all the shit I've heard and all the shit I've seen, to sit here with you and see you make some really solid points and some well-grounded shit. Like, there's a lot of times where I think,
because all you've seen is edited bullshit.
and I understand that. Is there ever a point in your existence where you think to yourself, if I simply pull back some of the really fucked up dialogue and really stuff that really drives conflict, I can bring this thing back to YouTube, I can bring this thing back to Twitter, and I could at least spread a portion of the message? Because the shit that gets you in trouble is the stuff that goes over a certain line that people consider, you know, morally unconscious or just
unsafe.
Or
Okay, well,
unsafe.
here's an example.
Like,
Great question. I might have been more wild on here in the last hour and a half or how long we've been on air. I might have been more wild here than ever. So what is it I did that's wrong?
I think the wild stuff you're doing here is you're asking Logan to punch you. You're asking me to punch you. We do that shit in our vlogs every day. By the way, join our team, like be in the vlogs more often. But to that point,
I was trying to give that Sandy Hook parent what they wanted.
I don't know if they want that.
They wanted you to punch me. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. You lost me for a sec. I think where things change is when you start to hit these ultra sensitive topics. So I attack some sensitive topics as well. We talked yesterday about this Gillette ad of this plus size model on the beach, and I said I didn't like it because I felt that it promoted unhealthy habits, and I'll leave it at that. But
yeah, but imagine having me as the model. It's disgusting.
We may be moving in that
But they
direction.
always force feed her.
You're thick with two C's, Alex.
Yeah,
but
They always force feed her.
I guess what I'm asking is this: like, do you see
That whole
any-
Gillette ad where a guy thinks a girl's good looking and the guy stops him? I mean, this is a cult, man.
That was the one before it.
Yeah, I know,
And
it's a cult. I know.
Masculine toxicity.
And now
I
what's
brought
the-
that
what's
up.
the- what's the-
It's a new one with a plus size model.
No,
but
what's her name? The so-called comic that they took the ratings off Netflix because nobody liked her.
Was it Lena Dunham?
I don't know, Amy Schumer.
maybe,
She,
yeah.
I mean, she's just that's the corporate models to get women to hate men, just to break women up so their husband is the corporate media.
If you dial it back, are you losing?
No, there is no dialing it back. I don't even know how to control myself. So people ask if I'm real. Absolutely. I don't know how to like dial back what I'm saying. I don't know how to dial back what I'm doing. I mean, what have I really done that's bad? It's all out of context crap.
Well, you've admitted already on this show once that you've done at least one thing that was bad. at least.
Yeah, that's true.
With the Sandy Hook thing.
Nah, but
Well, no, I'm just throwing that
Yeah,
one
Sure,
out.
no, but
Like,
I mean,
I think part of the risk comes from if that was to happen once, I think they're thinking, yo, what if he stirs something up later that ends up getting people like really hurt?
Well, that's the thing
go?
about speech. Okay, here's an example. Up on Infowars.com, there's an MSNBC show yesterday, and they're like, Trump firing the head of DHS is a form of workplace violence. This could lead to him beating people up physically. It's like saying, if I have children, they might end up being bank robbers. The idea that, well, this guy's popular, he could use that power for something bad. That's the old corporate media that's dying, trying to convince all of you that have bigger audiences than them that you've got to be careful and you've got to watch out when they're the ones launching fake wars. They're the ones saying mothers and fathers are bad. They're the ones saying break down society. They're the ones saying open up the borders. They're the ones saying we should accept radical Islam. That's dying corporate media that still has control of the corporations, but not the people's minds, telling you to stand down because they're scared of you.
Can we dive into some conspiracies, Willem? For a little bit?
just
You
real
guys
quick.
rant too.
Real
I don't
quick.
need to take
No,
over.
no, no,
I wanna-
let-
yeah.
I
We
just
should get a big pizza.
Well,
Hey,
so
can we
that's
get-
what.
can we
So
order a pizza? Do we
that
have
was
a-
going to be the first one I was going to ask you about.
Pizza game.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I was going to say, like,
know.
if we ordered it from New York City, what are we funding, Alex?
Can you give some context here? I
You know,
what you're talking about.
I mean,
I know
so
what you're talking
Alex,
This will be a day long remembered.
Alex has said in the past
You gotta
that
do voices, man. I'm telling you.
there are pizza shops in and around New York City
dear, Strontium-12 detonator, pesky earth creature.
that are
I know that voice.
Alex,
That's the Martian.
Alex, you explain it. That are selling pizza to fund child.
No, that's not what I ever said.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, Julian Assange of WikiLeaks.
Yep.
Not a conspiracy. That's a real thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He had, it was going to be 6 tranches or 6 doling outs of things in the last few months of the election. It ended up being like 15 or something. I had reporters up because he usually did it at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. for months, sitting there on overtime pay. For the minute he would release a few thousand emails, we would start searching the emails, which they admit are all real emails. So this is real emails, real stuff. So I have like 3 or 4 reporters getting overtime, black circles around their eyes to get this. 3 weeks before the election. It's spirit cooking. We're going to have the children in the hot tub for your pleasure. We'll have the blood, the semen, and the milk ready. We're going to be flying the children in. Now, they're well behaved, but they're still children, but their entertainment is ready. The $65,000 of hot dogs will be delivered to the cottage. And this is all the different Obama people, Podesta, all of it. And you brought this up. And so imagine Paul Watson's the first, because he's 6 hours ahead in England. At like 2 a.m., this comes in. So it's already like 8 in the morning there. He writes the article, the thing, the Aleister Crowley ritual will be next week. And it's bloody, just type in spirit cooking, and it's dead goats, and it's little kids at events with soups of blood and simulated human sacrifice. And we'll have the breast milk ready. This is Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, have you seen the picture of Lady Gaga with the lady that does all the
high priestess
spirit cooking?
Absolutely.
It's kind of
So, and Jay-Z and all of it. So we write about this. They panic. It becomes the #1 story in history. We're getting like 15 million clicks a day. Everybody's going crazy. It's just WikiLeaks. So we're looking up, what's this mean? Aleister Crowley. We're like, oh my God. Everyone starts searching photos. There's all these public events. Because for the magic, you want to do it in public. It's called lesser magic. So they can do Aleister Crowley stuff. There you go. In public, you get more power. So boom. I go to Mexico for a week, okay? Right after Trump wins. All of a sudden, the phone starts ringing. The New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, all go from New York, where it's all going on. They go, it's a pizza place in D.C. where these Democrats go, and they got a dungeon and all this. And I go, you got to watch it. We look at it. Other people are already covering it, just like Sandy Hook saying, it was like a mockingbird when it acts like its wings broken to get away from its nest. We had him in New York. Eric Prince was involved. Blackwater was exposing it. It was all, you had the state police. I was on the phone with state police in New Jersey and New York, and it tied into Wiener and Epstein and Lolita Express, all the admitted sex trafficking that's been confirmed, convictions, all the stuff you hear about in Florida. So all this is going on, and they divert onto this pizza place, and 4chan and 8chan go in, and they say it's all happening there. And then the media goes, Jones says that WikiLeaks says that when you buy pizza, it rapes children. And all this other stuff. And it was all them diverting onto the pizza place where nothing was going on, away from all the real stuff in the WikiLeaks. And Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother, in the 2007 Washington Post, an article about deviant art, showing his dungeon, showing the pictures of naked kids on the walls, and all this weird ass crap. So they were destroyed there. And then they tricked me about a year in to go, oh, well, you did report on this. I got more sophisticated after this. Why don't you explain, so no one comes to this pizza place, that some of your reporters covered it, everybody else covered it too, so no one goes there. And I go, you're right. Listeners, nothing happened to this pizza place. We've sent people there. Nothing's happening. That turns into Jones made up Pizzagate. There's no such thing as pedophilia. There's no such thing going on. Jones made it all up. That's how the sophistication of this works.
So in succinctly, because I think what Rogan did a great job of when he had you on recently, and someone else said this last night, was he was able to just bring this back to earth. So you're saying in so many words that Jay-Z, Lady Gaga, all of these people were involved in some way covering up this human.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
How are they involved? How is Jay-Z involved?
He brought up Lady Gaga.
How is Jay-Z
What's her name?
involved? Just out of curiosity.
Spencer. Spencer brought up the fact that they have these rituals. They call it art displays where a woman's brought in white as the virgin. Yeah. They simulate killing her, and then children come in and simulate drinking their blood. That's lesser magic. You first get people like training a dog on a toy that's going to attack, like a toy duck, like a lab. The first duck it goes and grabs the water is not a real duck. It's a toy duck.
And the lady that conducts this stuff, like hangs out with the Clintons, like
they admit, she said in a Reddit, Ask Me Anything, she said, some of it's art, but a lot of it's real. I do black magic, Aleister Crowley rituals. She said it.
Who's the guy that
So here's the thing. WikiLeaks released the bombshell. The big kahuna, the big Mac Daddy, man, the Godzilla.
Are you in contact with Julian?
No, never been.
When's the last? You never talked to him before?
No, he went on Fox, CNN everywhere, and then he would never even talk to us.
Why not?
And then it's like, I don't know, but it's like suddenly Jones runs Julian Assange with Roger Stone.
Is he still hiding? Is he still in the consulate?
He's an Ecuadorian consulate.
In the Ecuadorian consulate. He's been there, for 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
The last time I saw him was as a holograph.
I think the guy's a hero. You know, Trump said, one thing I'm mad at Trump about, Trump said, they're like at a press conference 2 months before he won the election, they go, Trump, and you pull the clip up, Trump says, release the WikiLeaks, whoever has them. Or Trump tells Russia, release WikiLeaks, they'll bring up the video. And he says, I don't know who has them. I don't know who got it, whether it's a fat kid in a basement or the Russians. But whoever's got them, they're criminal emails of Hillary. People have the right to see them. So Russia, if you have them, release them, which is what I'd say. It's not his fault she's got illegal servers and somebody grabbed it. That was their, quote, thing to get the warrants to say he was a Russian agent when Trump said, if Russia, if you've got it, release it. But I'm here with you guys.
What about Snowden?
I think Snowden's a great patriot in that he only exposed the fact that they're using this against the American people.
You think Trump's hiding anything?
Maybe how many chicks he's had sex with? He's pretty straight.
What do you think that number is? Just curious.
You want to take a guess?
Trump is he's no Nikki Sixx. He's no Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, even when he's in between the marriages and stuff, he'll that's why I didn't ever even believe that Stormy Daniels thing. I know he's a big clean freak. He wants to get to know a chick for a long time. He's super nice to chicks, but if they do one thing or ever act weird, he ever talks to me. Like you don't.
I mean, what's the number? What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think he's balling at?
Yeah, I'd say Trump's below my number.
Oh shit!
Are we talking triple digits?
Triple digits? That's table stakes just to be on this podcast, man. It's fucking 6 digits.
I would say. I mean, I don't know. I just know people that know Trump very well, and that like Trump had beards, but they weren't a wife that a gay guy has. It was more like a guy would go out with Trump with a girl he was dating. So there was like that. They would pose like they were with that chick. And it was even in between marriages because Trump didn't want people messing with his girlfriends. And he had black girlfriends and everything. So the whole thing that he's racist is just pure crap.
Speaking of racist,
let's just say this. He's not in Russia getting pissed on by Russian hookers.
He's just in the States.
That's all been proven fake.
So all the Russian stuff is fake. 100%.
Dude, they say I'm a Russian agent. I've never did nothing to do with Russia. Well, you think it was like Maxine Waters said, Trump gets orders on drain the swamp. That's from Putin. Lock her up's from him. No, bitch, it's from me. I popularized that through my listeners. Yeah, I've talked to Trump a lot, but he never gets it from me. He goes to those rallies, people hand him notes. What he hears people say, that's what Trump believes. Trump used to build his own towers and do his own construction. He was like 12. His dad made him work like after school, like 6-7 hours at night with the workers and stuff, man. He's all about that. I'm not kissing Trump's ass. He's just a real president. He believes America should run America.
Who's winning 2020?
Donald Trump by 7 points.
Heard it here first.
Trump landslide 2020.
All right.
I'm going to go piss on a Russian hooker really quick. I'll be right back.
So they piss on.
They piss on me? Ah, shit, whatever.
Either way, a golden shower is happening. So Alex, I'm super fascinated by the psyche of what takes place in your brain. And
Can I buy you guys a pizza?
Do we want to get a pizza right now?
We're gonna keep going. I'm happy to go forever, but I want some lunch.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest. We can buy the pizza, but can you order a pizza, Danny? That'd be amazing.
I'll pay for it.
So generous.
Hey, what do you
Whatever you
think
guys
of
want.
pizza?
Yeah. I like whatever you guys like.
Come on, Domino's.
I do the founder of Domino's in Michigan.
Why don't you call him up and tell him to send us a fucking pizza?
Well, his brother bought the company up, and he's a good guy.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you like Domino's?
Whatever you guys like.
Hey, Domino's, I'm gonna send you an invoice. You owe me money. Yeah. Maybe we got a cheese and half cheese, half sausage.
Whatever you guys want.
But listen, what I was gonna say is
Get a couple on me for everybody.
get a couple on me for everybody.
I'm not going to let you buy me pizza. I appreciate you having me on, Logan. You have courage to have the verboten guest on.
The only reason I would say I have courage is because I'm quite honest, not sure if this video is going to be even allowed on YouTube. I sure hope so. But other than that, no, I'm still pretty much a bitch.
No. What about?
Great question.
Is she go to public school?
She goes to private school, but she has friends in public school, and they all like the show. They like your show. They like Joe Rogan. They like Steven Crowder. But I'm telling you, they don't know what the NFL is. They don't know what Dancing with the Stars is. They know what Logan Paul is, Joe Rogan, Steven Crowder, Paul Watson, Alex Jones, which is kind of weird. Like, I'm like this 45-year-old
Oh,
dude.
yeah, it's weird. It's
I'm
weird.
about Pentagon stuff. I'm not trying to target kids. They just tune in.
What do you think that's going to create with, when you look at when you were growing up, you probably only had a couple news stations, news sources, didn't have the internet, that like we didn't even have that. And we were like the first generation to get it. What do you think that's going to translate to when kids our age are in Congress? Kids our age are the ones making the decisions. Do you think all this crazy stuff that you report about, do you think that's going to stop happening eventually?
I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be explosive, but they're pretty sophisticated. Like, millennials kind of buy into the system. Half of them say they're communist. I think they're going to wake up and figure out they've been conned. But Generation Z is very libertarian. And the fact that they're like really watching sophisticated stuff, I think that's part of genetics, is that each generation rebels against the last generation. And the older generation always thinks it's bad. Sometimes you're a good generation. They shouldn't be rebelling, but they genetically do it in case you're bad. And I think that the rebellion of young people against the thought police is a very, very healthy thing. And I mean, I'm just telling you, like, I literally go to like school sporting events and other things. And I go to public schools with my kids and their friends. And it's like, they don't know what CNN is. They know what Logan Paul is. They know what Alex Jones is. And like I said, I never.
That's a good or bad thing, Alex.
Well, Logan, let me ask you this. You did some fun videos, but you probably weren't targeting 10 and 12, 13-year-olds. You've got a bunch of older listeners too and viewers, but like, it's like, I'm a 45-year-old dude that does geopolitical hardcore analysis a lot of the time. I screw around some too.
Yeah.
Well, there's like 10-year-olds watching.
Kids find it. Yeah, kids
so
find
why
it.
do you think they're watching it? And that scares the establishment.
I think it's the personality. I think it's the personality behind it.
I would actually.
Kids want unscripted.
Yeah, they like it. I think that's one of the reasons why. Trump won. To be honest with you, he came out. He said, "Fuck the script." I didn't vote for Trump, by the way. Not a Hillary supporter either. So
it's fine.
Just for some preface, but I think he went out and he said, "I'm going off script. I'm going to be real. I'm going to say it how it is."
Exactly.
And
People are sick of scripting
and sick of following.
We did scripting. I got here 10 minutes before we went on. You guys said, "Hey, get off the set. We're about to go live." I went there, took a piss. It came in. It was no pre-scripting.
Nope.
Zero. People literally think that everything I do is scripted.
They like the realness of it.
It's like when you ask me, "What's the scripting? What's your plan on marketing?"
Do 10-year-olds find your
marketing.
content? I just want to check you on that for a sec. 10-year-olds go to InfoWars to watch Alex Jones. Like, still, are you saying was that in the past when you were on YouTube and Twitter and
still?
Because I would attribute most young people finding my content to.
I sign autographs for like 12-year-olds all the time.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Where are you going?
Over here.
He's gonna take a walk.
It's distilled water.
He's got the distilled water again.
It's got the electrolytes.
I could have grabbed it.
It's got the electrolytes plants crave.
Fueled up.
I'm running a little low myself over here.
We're gonna
have some electrolytes.
This podcast is gonna be 8 hours long.
Yeah.
What's really going to be good is eating pizza on there. I'm looking forward to this.
Do we order that yet?
Hey,
Danny's doing
the
that.
reason-
But guys,
Danny's
let's
done
get
it.
serious. I'm the one here ranting. Let's talk about the whole fact that. In fact, I even wrote some notes here because I forget these names.
I'll go for it.
Is this about DMT?
And we'll get to the clockwork.
Oh, he got a notepad with notes.
All right, I want to get into Judith Miller. She knowingly, reportedly, in the New York Times, knew there weren't aluminum tubes of uranium, and they lied about Iraq. I'm not saying Saddam's good. The point is that they lied about that, and it killed millions of people. 2 million.
Lied about what? Give me that one more time.
WMDs in Iraq. So we never hear Judith Miller should do an apology tour. It's like Alex Jones is bad. He questioned Sandy Hook. But Judith Miller in the New York Times questioned and lied about WMDs and did all this knowingly to launch a war. And then they write articles how I'm the devil. How are they good?
Who fed it? Was it Judith Miller breaking it to? It was Bush fed it to Miller, obviously, right? I mean, he's the one.
But it turns out she knew it was bullshit.
Oh, and she reported on it anyways.
Yes. But regardless, I believe Sandy Hook might not have happened. Then later I looked at the anomalies where some of them were fake. I figured out it did happen. I did it legitimately. They did it in the Office of Special Plans to lie to go to war.
Wait, so what? All right, so what's your prerogative here? What are you saying about Judith Miller? Are you trying to like compare the?
I'm just saying, man, the mainstream media, like you were saying earlier, maybe during a break, but we were talking about how they have all these OxyContin ads, and the company that did it knew it would addict people and hurt them and did it on purpose. Or Bayer knew that they were putting HIV in the factor rate blood product.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
I'd love to talk about the
Mike's from East Coast, where Purdue,
Stanford,
right?
Connecticut, where Purdue Pharma is based, and they have made multiple
13
billions of dollars, right? And the family is now being sued again for taking that money and burying it overseas and in places that they can't be taxed. The Sackler family.
And see, I got Sackler.
I mean, this is huge.
I only wrote a few notes about what I wanted to say.
Sackler.
So, okay, I'm this horrible person.
That's global elite. Like, you want to talk about global elite? The Sackler family.
The Sackler family made profit. That's money they kept. $13 billion. But I'm bad because I sell fish oil and coffee. And that's all I'm saying. The Sackler family created OxyContin in their own admissions in court documents to addict people. And then, you know the story of heroin, right? After the Civil War, they sawed off millions of arms and legs, millions. Almost 1 million died. And they said, we got a cure. It's called heroin, 10 times stronger. Well, they came up with OxyContin. It's 10 times stronger. And so exactly, the Sackler family does this, and they're okay, and they're cool. The media halfway defends them. And so that's the point I'm making.
I think it's starting to turn now. They
Thanks to Trump exposing it.
Maybe, but they've got all these documents now that show
Well, you know, under Trump in Afghanistan, our military burned the opium fields. Before, we had to help them produce it and ship it in here.
Is that
Trump
true?
killed all that. Oh, freaking.
I know you've talked about this before.
Yeah, I've talked.
By the way,
I don't want to say like fully, but I've heard from soldiers who were there who actually did say that was happening.
Why do you think they're so pissed at Trump, dude? The game's over.
What's your route to finding a story that is worth exposing? Is it human sources? Is it documents? Like, what says, Alex, this story is ready to go out? Because I think this is one of the big questions people would have for you is, why didn't you do enough in the beginning prior to Sandy Hook going live, prior to not whatever it is going live?
Now you're asking a real question. Used to, if the internet was questioning and it was the top of 4chan or wherever, and if other sites were questioning it, I would then cover it like, well, they're covering it. Now I can talk about it and question it just because I didn't know what was going on. But my show was so much bigger and my listeners did take it as so credible. That's my big failing. I didn't understand that. So what you just said is absolutely the issue. So now I realize 99%, literally 99% of what we do is, here's the newspaper. They're talking about this. I give my commentary. Before it was like 5% was we would like do our own stories. And that's where you get into problems is when you go out and try to figure out what's going on yourself. Most of what I do is just commentary. Here's an example. In fact, I thought I brought a couple of newspapers in. Maybe I didn't, or maybe they're in the car, but it was the cover of the Wall Street Journal. Maybe it was the New York Times. It's like, our government remembers Rwanda 30 years ago or 25 years ago and the mass murder, and the UN tried to stop it. It was on record the UN wanted to take the land from the Tutsis or the Hutus. I forget. One was good, one was bad. That was all a fraud. They went in and the UN genocided them for the oil and diamonds they had in Rwanda. But then I'm reading the paper, and it's how our government's so upset and so sad now about what happened to them in Rwanda.
What does the word government mean to you when you hear that word? What do you feel?
Government just means the systems of control over a country or a system and the different levers of power that are within it.
Negative or positive, or to be
It can be
determined?
negative, it can be positive, it can be all those points. It's like controls on your car. It's like a Mercedes has these controls, a Cadillac has these controls. I mean, really, it's like this skateboard's this way, this drug does that. It's what type of government do you set up, what works, and limited governments that have free market under them, that go off what the people are choosing, and then try to create a safe society for people to seek their dreams. That's the American system that was never fully realized, but was light years ahead of everything else.
Hey, can I play a game with you?
Sure.
All right.
We can do fact check too.
No, I
like that with Caitlin Bennett.
No, because we fact checked Caitlin Bennett, and I actually said with you, I was like, yo, let's assume everything he's saying is true because Caitlin knew her facts
Very well.
And by the way, like fact checking, I encourage everyone to do, and by no means ashamed of it. I always fact check, question everything, just like you say. But I want to play this game with you because like I said, I'm super intrigued and fascinated by your psyche, and I just want to maybe dive into the mind of Alex Jones for a second. So we're gonna do what's it called? The
Rorschach test.
Rorschach test.
Yeah.
I'll show you some ink blots.
Okay.
And I want to know the first thing that comes to your mind. I have 6. Pretty simple. But yeah. See if we can dive in here. You ready?
I like this. That looks like a moth.
Moth. I'm gonna agree with him there.
It's actually Clockwork Elf. You were
All right,
sorry.
ready?
Sorry.
Next one. Next ink blot. What's that?
That looks like some goblin or something, but then he has eyes below him too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I think a Star Wars stormtrooper.
That's what I would have said.
Same.
Stormtrooper, so with
same.
eyes below. No, it is a stormtrooper because
is,
they have the
yeah.
breathing holes right there.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm 2 ink blots in, and I actually realize I'm not a psychologist and have no idea how to determine any sort of results from this.
Yeah.
You're right. Once
Let's
you said
go again. Let's go
stormtrooper,
You want me to give
stormtrooper.
you want me to give it a shot on the next one? I like
Here's number 3. I still want to hear it. All right. Ready? Number 3. Oh, there's more ink. It's
Almost
fascinating.
like bones or a flower or
Okay,
symmetrical.
so yeah, based on that answer, I could tell you're super into botany.
Yep.
Your botanist.
Next ink blot. Oh, okay.
that looks like a dog or a coyote.
So yeah, from that answer, we've actually ascertained that you are a fan of Kong the Savage. Is that accurate?
this kind of looks like a kind of a weird dog.
I would have said a dick, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
Fallopian tube. Yeah,
A uterus.
See, to
A
me, I see
uterus.
2 eyes and then like a dog.
All right, check it.
Looks like Trump sucking a dick. Is that the joke? Pretty obvious that's not a real ink blot.
No, I think it is. That's a part of the
Now,
classic.
these were chosen completely at random.
Oh, yeah, right. Now stuff's getting
Who
good.
chose these? Who chose these? This is crazy.
Ooh, Danny, did you do this?
There's no
all
way
right,
it's
here we go.
anything else. That's more like a stormtrooper.
Yeah,
too.
another stormtrooper. All right, fuck this test, bro. I don't know what I'm doing.
I like this. Let's,
I don't know. I can't tell anything more about you than I didn't know before. Like I don't know what I was thinking, bro.
we're all seeing the same thing.
Listen, what do you do for fun, Alex? What do you do when you're not being Alex
Logan Paul
Jones?
show. How is this not fun?
This is
This
incredible.
doesn't
Nah,
work.
it's a good time. I'm
we
having
got
a good time.
juicy pizzas coming. We got water.
We got water. We got water.
What do you do in your downtime, Alex?
You play checkers?
I like to go out on my boat. I like my wife.
Yeah.
Yep. And she
How long you guys been together?
Right after I started getting divorced, I got hooked up with my wife. She's good stuff.
Oh, sorry. What?
She's good stuff.
She's good stuff.
Is that the mother of your current daughter?
I got 4 kids.
Different mothers?
I had 3 with my ex-wife and 1 with my new wife.
Yo, what's it like being?
When's Logan Paul gonna have a kid?
Honestly, hopefully soon. I'm not even kidding.
Where's your wife right here?
We're working on it. She must have went that way.
Listen, Alex. He's not. He ain't the best at it.
No, hold on. Here,
He's got a.
Hey,
He's
no,
got,
this is a good question for you.
He's got a problem.
I explained this to my mom. I said, Ma, I feel like if I have a kid, it will give me a sense of purpose in life beyond just me. It will prevent me from being so gosh dang selfish, which is something I don't want to say I suffer from, but
Gosh dang selfish.
gosh dang, I'm not like selfish, but like
Let me tell you,
I do
got a
think
lot
about
better
myself
business
more
when I had
than
my first kid.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So then you have a kid, and it makes you better.
everything. It just clicks.
Can you get on board for that, Mike?
Alex, you ever tried DMT?
Nope.
Joe has. Joe is a fan.
Joe's that, so tell me I should take it with him.
Not
I'm
about
already
it.
I like the crazy I'm at right now.
What about psilocybin or LSD?
I've never been a big drug guy, but in high school and stuff, I did try mushrooms. I've tried LSD. I've tried a few other things, and I just I'm already kind of like that anyway. So it's kind of like it doesn't do anything.
I'm curious about this DMT thing. and Joe has talked a lot about what's the deal with these clockwork elves, man.
Okay.
I keep asking. I gotta hear about it because I guess a lot of these people on DMT are seeing these little creatures. Now, what do? Do they guard these clockwork elves? Do they guard the next dimension? Is that how that works?
Every culture, from Japan to Latin America, Mesoamerica to ancient Europe to the Norse, have talked about little 3 foot tall gray creatures, little green hats.
We had one here earlier.
You're not talking about our friend Evan.
I want him in there around me later. Anyways, the point is that, to be serious, the establishment knows there's not just space around the planet. They know there's other dimensions. That's been proven. So they're trying to break through and have contact to get advanced technology. And so there are a lot of declassified and public programs, but also secret programs of people taking high levels of drugs in sensory deprivation tanks to then make contact with aliens. I've never done it. I'm not part of it. I'm telling you, Silicon Valley, the establishment, they are heavy in these other dimensions. This being a simulation, they don't even care about this planet anymore. And they're basically getting these ideas from what they believe are aliens through interdimensional travel. You don't go to some planet to meet the aliens. You interdimensionally communicate them through your brain. They can do 5th, 6th, 7th dimensional connection. And that's internally what's going on at the CIA and Google and DARPA is they've got the cyclotrons, the Hadron Collider trying to figure out reality on this level. But they've also got the interdimensional connections to these aliens. And you've got the Pentagon. I remember General Stubblebine. I had him on air many times, but also talked to him privately about their Pentagon programs, their contact with aliens. And he was the head of military intelligence.
You mentioned this on Rogan. Mm-hmm. And so like even like when we talk about the government, even something like HARP, you're saying that all of the stories that they put forward are all just cover-ups, right? Like the collider, they're not studying the collision of photons. What is it that they study in the collider? Protons, photons, whatever it is.
Quarks, singularities, strangelets, black holes.
How do I get to another dimension? Alex, how do I go to another dimension?
God particle. No, they are looking for the God particle.
No, how do I go to another dimension? I want to go to another dimension tomorrow.
Well,
is that possible?
Mike's just he has a concern that I think he's trying to like.
I have had this concern, and I've mentioned it to Logan multiple times, that if I were to take DMT and I traveled to another dimension, what if I woke up came to after this DMT trip and I was a doorknob in another dimension, just on a fifth
let me tell you, that's
a fifth
the danger.
dimensional door? Like, look at me like this.
I'd say 1 out of 50 people that do it become basket cases when they come back. And these places giving people ayahuasca in Peru and in Costa Rica and in Mexico, you better watch your ass. And a lot of them are con artists that want to get you drugged out and then get your bank account numbers because you're going to think they're God.
My bank account's overdrafted. So if they get mine, they're actually going to have to owe $35 to Bank of America
so let me break this
2
down.
weeks, or they're going to have a lower credit score. So I don't give a fuck if they take my bank account.
So you want to know where the elves are at?
Yeah, I want to know where the fucking elves are, dude.
Here's the proof it's real. I've interviewed privately more than 15 people that are known corporate leaders or celebrities in the last 20 years. And I've talked to hundreds of other people. And at these DMT and ayahuasca cults that they do in the jungle, usually at ancient sites around pyramids, because those are sites where this is interdimensionally, it's like chumming for sharks in the ocean, putting blood out. The sharks start showing up every day to get fed. So at certain sites like Stonehenge or the pyramids in Egypt, the pyramids in Mexico, or pyramids in Peru, these sacred sites, because of the magnetic lines of the huge mercury nickel core of the earth, and it's shooting out a lot of stuff that opens up gates. This is not me saying this. This is what the establishment believes. They're totally obsessed with this. That's why they want me off here, so I won't talk about it. But this is what they do. They get a bunch of people together, and they think they're going to an ayahuasca or a DMT deal. You've got high priests that are already taking the drugs as much as they can, who've made agreements with whoever these entities are from other dimensions that are taking it. And I've talked to national talk show hosts, members of Congress, people in the government, people in the Defense Department who are researching this, and they get sent to these things, not just what the Defense Department's doing. And you'll have 50 people, let's say, in Belize or Costa Rica. and they all take the ayahuasca. And then they all see the same aliens coming up to the edge of the woods. They're not realizing they're like at an old pyramid site they're doing it, which has been done for thousands of years. Interdimensionally, these things know to come there. And then there'll be somebody in the groups like a black magician who will go forward, and then they'll see this big transformation around them that happens. And so, but everyone's seeing it. It's not a drug. It's not a mass hallucination. They're all on the drug. A gateway opens, and then now they're actually seeing all these creatures at the edge of the forest. And then some people go out there, and some people get possessed by it. So it's like a virus your computer picks up. But it's not a virus on a cheap computer that Microsoft made. It's the interdimensional whole galaxy universe. All these planets, the sun, the asteroid belt, and all the dimensions around it is there's like space junk you can pick up. Because any advanced civilization we call God is not going to try to infest you or take you over. They're all about free will. So it's only low-level junk like fleas you can get. But you're a human. You're like, I want to see aliens. So you go to the edge of the forest and a big giant flea comes hopping over. And it's actually an insect. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's retarded. It's fallen. But because it's in this upside down world, you think, my God, I've seen God. I've seen them. And then the flea bites you, and then now you're possessed.
Question. I've heard you tell stories about spiders that produce body armor.
Here, I got the clip.
Okay. And I want to tie this back to
A rule.
Let's roll the clip.
20 years ago, they had cows that produced human milk. 20 years ago, they had spiders that produced body armor, spider goats. Okay. They have human animal hybrids 30 years ago. They've got giant human tissue farms.
Here's my question, and it's similar to the what you just went on there. Do you ever stop and just simply ask yourself, what the fuck am I talking about right now? Like literally, because I could come in here and I could sit down and I could tell you that there's a block of cheese in the kitchen that produces shovels, or that there are fucking walls that produce sheep. No, because I'm just curious. Because by the way, I love this exercise. I love doing this with you. I love listening to it. But like, did you ever see an Anchorman where Brick says he loves Lamp? And they're like, do you actually love Lamp? Or are you just looking around the room and saying you love things? I love Lamp. I love Lamp. What do you want me to say? I love Lamp. Like, everything you just said, fucking spacebound flea junk, interdimensional galactic ranger studded fucking earthling mass hallucinogenic fucking DMT driven hypogenic allergenic air filter driven fucking it's just like a fucking shit show words, Alex.
Okay. I will bet.
Fuck.
Hey, I give you my word. This is going to be a huge moment. Get ready. That was powerful. $1 million. And I will pay this to the charity of your choice.
Oh.
If all three of the things I said in that clip cannot be pulled out in mere seconds on Google, they had spider goats that produce spider web in their udders. I learned about it 20-something years ago. It was around 30 years. I had the head of the military base on. They produce body armor. It's classified for whole suits that bullets bounce off of, made out of spider webs.
Spider webs, yeah.
Okay, so you just said this is fucking crazy. All three things you just
I think it might be the way that you present
all
it.
three, hold on. It's fantastical. All three things you play the clip again.
Fantastical.
All three things you just played are completely been in the news 18 trillion times.
The Chimera, I looked up and I read about the human pigs, the pigs that were given human organs, right? And human sheep. But I read it on a site that was like daily.
No, that's MIT.
It was MIT backed. And
$1 million.
So you can turn to the camera right now, and I can
make $1 million, dude. Hey, there's the thing. You can make the $1 million right now. All you got to do, $1 million. I'll pay you, dude. They've got the spider goats all over the world that create body armor. They've got the human animal hybrids. They've got everything. I don't know what you're talking. This is all confirmed, man.
At what point
That's
though?
fucking crazy.
At what point do we like just kind of give up on caring about what those people are doing because it like drives us mad?
Because they're going to conquer you, bro. Well, they've got whatever these. Let me tell you, the elite are taking. The elite are in contact with aliens. They're building a base in San Francisco to take over. That's the best thinking. And we're all sitting there going, oh, smoke weed, party. I get it. Meanwhile, dude, they got some shit going on. They made deals with people to build some big ass stuff.
The deal's been made. You've said that before.
The deal's been made.
So what do we got to do to just revolt, man?
I don't
Get up
know,
and
but
just
let me tell you, they've told the elite they got to kill everybody before these aliens give us life extension. And the establishment's gone Heil Hitler to the establishment, and they have Elon Musk. Everybody was like, Elon Musk said exactly what Alex Jones said with Joe Rogan, because he went to a billionaire meeting where they were all deciding this. Type in why the future doesn't need us.
Hey, I got a question.
Why the future doesn't need us. The decision was
What
made.
meeting? You talking about Davos?
All these meetings.
What's it called?
Davos.
Hildenberg?
Type in why the future doesn't need us, Bill Joy. Sun Microsystems owner. He goes to the meeting 22 years ago, and they go, we're going to kill everybody. He wrote an article about it. He told you.
What do you think about this mindset? The podcast ends, and I go and I eat my lunch, and then tomorrow I do the same thing that I normally do, and my life like just goes on, and I don't worry about the elite or the humanoids.
But your genetics don't go on forever. Here's the thing.
Your kids.
Let me explain this to you. You know this. We have a new spirit. Each person is new. But our body is an earth suit of all our ancestors together. And imagine your grandmother, your grandfather, they knew their father, their mother. It's electrochemical, like electricity. You are completely connected as much as you are to your mother and father, to people 1 million years ago. And they are an expression of you in a dream to the future, time traveling through flesh, which seems like a long time to you in your life, but it's really nothing. You are expressing something like a moth, that, like a caterpillar becomes a moth or a butterfly. You are projecting through space-time genetically for this larger plan. And we're about to hit the final next level of the explosion. And there's a interdimensional attack, obviously, on this jump point.
What
so
is
you
that
don't
next
want to
level?
just live and enjoy yourself, because then you spiritually die. You only live forever by your progeny carrying on your genetic memories and genetic blueprint towards the future and defeating.
So
you
you're
don't
saying
think
you
just
need
God
that?
lets us launch on this planet without an attack.
What's the next level?
This
Is it the
dude,
breakaway?
we're under a total attack.
No, I get that. That's a high level of thinking, and I actually can get on board for that. But what is that next level that you're referring to?
You have to try to figure out exactly what's going on. You have to realize you've got to have a future for humanity, because that's the arc carrying our genetics, and not think about yourself, because you're so greedy for the species and you to continue. Your consciousness is a group consciousness. You're an individual as a cell in a group consciousness in a hybrid collective group, like a jellyfish is actually a compound creature. So you're an individual, but you must understand the collective for it to continue on, or you die. We're going to live forever, dude, as long as we make to this next point. It's done. We'll take over universes, galaxies, dimensions. We are it, man. We're the weapon. This is a war.
Wait, so you're saying we have to have kids to carry that on? What if we don't want to have kids?
It's okay if you don't, but I'm telling you, you pass on all your ancestors, all your genetics, and you trigger yourself when you have kids that then charts a chain reaction.
Like, what if we don't want to be here and we dip and there's like a much doper place after?
Breakaway civilization.
Well, that's always false realities that are brought into the paradigm, but there's no power without struggle.
Are you religious?
Well, I think it's religious being on this planet, deep space.
Are you religious?
I'm very religious.
Christian?
Absolutely pro-human.
What happens when you die?
Well, if you've not resonated to God, you just join with all the failure and just turn into like a goblin.
And?
Like Lord
If
of
you
the
have
Rings?
resonated with
And
God?
forever you're running around with a bunch of like retard goblins.
Do you think that, because I've mentioned to this before, and I hear your point about the retarded goblins, but do you think that there's a chance that every day when you wake up, someone sticks a pineapple in your asshole? Because I've told Logan this many times, because I'm a Christian too, and I like to believe that when you wake up and you didn't become Christian, that when you go to hell, the devil comes up to you every day and he sticks the wide end of a pineapple right up your fucking ass.
Now, here's what
How many-
happens.
how
If
many
you go to
every
hell,
day, dude.
if you go to hell, you lose consciousness in a week. You go to heaven, you go to the next level, the battle space. And
Wait, you become like a galactic warrior?
it just goes up, up, up. It's like a big waterfall.
There's no, but you're going up.
Believe
in
me,
it.
as soon as we graduate to the next level, you're going to wake up in a total war and go, oh my God, I can't believe I just made that level. And God's like, yeah, let's go to the next level. There's a whole universe here, man.
What if it's so one group of people I've talked to, not as much as you probably have, but I want to ask you, people that think that the end is not going to be because of interdimensional space aliens, it's going to be because of artificial intelligence that we've fucking created. And so I talked to a guy over this past summer, that said that companies like Google and other Facebook have invested millions to defend us from our own super intelligence
No,
that
it's
we've
true.
created.
No, the elite is super scared of this. You're absolutely right. But here's the thing. They don't like soldiers asking questions. They don't like soldiers that tell stories. The globalists want automated armies that will follow orders. But then the elites are also scared of those automated armies, which they should be.
Turning on them. Because
so absolutely. But here's the thing. Anything silicon can try to mimic the soul. It can't do it. This has been done before. This ain't the only planet. This is all a big test. And so this is like a petri dish testing babies to see if they've got what it takes to go to the next level. So it's like you have a surgery. They give you the shot, you go under, you wake up after surgery, you're like out of boot camp, you're like, whoa. And there's like eyes not seen, ears
But
not
what
heard.
are the requirements to pass that test? Is it
Well, I can tell you,
physical,
I've definitely, let me tell you something, folks. You think this planet's fucking crazy? Wait till you see the next level. Because it's crazy.
Have you seen it?
I've definitely seen it.
How
Have you seen that?
Well, let's just say this. You definitely want to get right with God. You definitely want to be a good person. You want to say, I'm pro-human, I'm pro-life. I don't want to screw people over, and I want to be with God. I want God to take me with him. And you'll wake up, and it's like death is not death. You're going to wake up, and the thing is, the big lie is you ain't going to wake up in heaven. You're going to wake up with the whole next level. Well, you think being an advanced intelligence is easy? We're on a planet in space, man, on a galaxy spiral arm orbiting a sun. This is real stuff, brother.
Yeah, but to Mike's point, what if you wake up and you're just a doorknob?
Yeah, what if you are a doorknob?
And a goblin.
I don't think
a goblin
the
tunnel.
fact you walk around the public, and we're on a power trip, but half of them are dead-eyed. They're not real. They're NPCs. And they didn't click. Their eggs didn't get fertilized, man. They're not going to the next level.
How come you haven't been taken out by the global elite?
And is that coming?
Because it's more of a large experiment, and there's not just evil people in the establishment.
There's good people. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's more like playing a game of chess. And so they have to destroy me in the public side before I'm killed. And then if we fail, then I'll be destroyed, which is fine. I'm not worried about that.
Are you afraid of death?
No,
Not at all.
no.
What about for your kids?
You know, as long as their souls are good, I'm happy. I want them to live forever. But the point is, you don't live forever unless you make the grade. And if you make the grade as a sentient, conscious being, you go to the next level.
What are the things that just like Logan was saying? What are the things that disqualify you from making the grade, in your opinion?
Being a scumbag?
If you like hurting weak people, and if you lust after power, at this low level, go, these people are so dumb. That's what Christ said, suffer the little children unto me. Be better for you to tie a millstone around your neck than to hurt one of these. If you look at weak people and enjoy being over them, then God doesn't want anything to do with you.
You think we're screwed if for all the times we crop dusted people on an airplane?
Well, the average person that was a crop duster didn't know that was poison.
Shit. I think he means farting. Like when you fart and then you trail it
Yeah.
behind your ass as you walk down the
God.
aisle.
Like you know people are going to be
Look,
pissed
you
off
think-
on
that's
that
definitely
Here's the thing.
fucked
You
up.
think we're smart and get humor? God's the biggest comedian ever.
I fucking love that.
God is a big comedian.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. God is willing to literally create. Here's the thing. Imagine you're God and you've got unlimited consciousness, understanding of the whole universe. What can you do that's real and new? You can only give birth to new consciousnesses that have free will, who are new little universes. And they're like eggs. And most of the eggs go away in the universe. Nature puts out so much, but some of those eggs create new, beautiful things that are in free will. That's like art to God. It's like big paintings and movies. Watching us is what God does, and seeing our free will and what we did, because God has a big memory, but God doesn't know where God came from. It's the one thing God doesn't know. So God's creating us to try to figure out his origin. Her
Is
origin.
God mad at me when I jerk off, Alex?
No. God gave you that. God gave you all the pleasure. People sell the devil as like the hot cheerleader, as that the devil's starving kids and piles of feces and mites and pain and failure. God's just like victory
What about
and
if you-
planets and everything and just everything.
What about if you can engage in premarital coitus?
No, that's all the church saying it's bad. As long as you love somebody,
Isn't that a
then you're
Christian?
going to end up getting married to
It's
them.
like, it's very, a lot of it's Catholic.
What about
My
other?
take
What about
on
other
all-
religions?
Well, that's it. False Christian religion teaches you you're bad for your bodily functions, which is not Gnostic or esoteric. It just creates this thing to make you feel guilty because you have a soul and a conscience, so you serve the priest class. I'm dirty, I like women. God's not like that. Jesus hung around with prostitutes and money changers and tax collectors. He didn't want to hang around with the priest class that said they were all perfect.
Jesus hung out with the IRS.
He hung out with real people.
How do I get to the next dimension? Like not dying though. Like in all honesty, if I want to say I don't want to move there, I just want to fucking visit, dude. Like I don't know anything.
Here's the truth. You do it every night while you're asleep.
You know who Rene Descartes was?
Yes.
The philosopher. You think we're living in a dream state?
Well, that's Gnostic, and that's only one expression of reality. I would say the Gnostic is like another paradigm of the potentiality of the Godhead in humans. We're not God, but we're made by God. The image of God has the potentiality of God, and God wants us to be gods. So these average Luciferians look at the potentiality and go, I'm a God. I'm Lucifer. I'm a God. No, you've not done what it takes, the decisions, the pain, like Christ. You have to go through the pain and the punishment to then begin to ascend to just a little g before you become God. And then you realize you're already with God in God's consciousness because God created you. But you have to decide, because God's free will, do you join God or you join the devil? Because that God is God. God doesn't have slaves. The devil has slaves. God has recruits.
Oof. Damn, that's some deep stuff there, Alex.
What's your IQ?
real.
What's your IQ, Alex? Do you know?
Have you tested it?
Over 70.
No, stop, Alex. Obviously, that's table stakes to be at this, just like having triple digits sex, man.
Joke. I don't know what my IQ is.
Over 70.
Rogan was I tied with Rogan. 120. He was 127. Yeah. And these guys are right.
I think the IQ test is a limited spectrum. I actually agree, like the whole cultural thing. Like it depends, because there's emotional IQ, there's mathematical IQ, there's literary IQ, there's psychic IQ. I mean, I just think the IQ is a limited.
I feel like filling out like bubble tests, like how shapes look and how patterns, like that's not telling you. That's telling you a fraction percent.
Well,
of
that's
like
testers telling you what
person.
they're looking for. That's a whole like nothing against Germans, but that's like a German Prussian brainwashing thing. Like they're gonna do what we want. You know, this is what we're looking for.
Hey, I saw you get into it with Eddie Bravo a little bit about the flat Earth on the Rogan podcast.
Oh yeah,
You're not a flat earther, are you?
No,
Why not?
Opposite.
because can I have that water?
Yeah, so fuck it.
Give us
Dang, can you get the big
Can you give
bottle
us
of
some
goose
water?
out of the other
No,
distilled?
but getting serious
water?
about this. Because science is real, there's geosynchronous orbit satellites. And when I was like, my dad was so cool. He's still alive, but so cool. I was like in college and I go, Dad, I really want this Meade 12-inch reflector, whatever, telescope. I want to go out to the desert outside Austin. I want to see planets for myself. So I kind of got on that kick taking an astronomy class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go out there and like, I could see in like 30 minutes Jupiter turning.
Little more there for you.
Thank you. Water. I could watch Jupiter turning and it's 20 moons or whatever. Europa, all the rest of it. And so I knew.
So the flat Earth conspiracy seemed a little too far-fetched for you?
Well, the point is here's the thing. I have seen planets orbiting. I have seen planets turning. Like imagine like 10 minutes later you look and it's like this. You're seeing it
I'm
turn.
going to be honest. In 10 minutes, physically, you could have no recollection that a planet has turned.
No, I could see it.
No, you can't.
He can. He's not saying you can.
No,
in
wait a
10
minute.
minutes, the human eye can discern
it
whether or not a
depends.
planet has turned.
Well, it depends on
In
the
10
size.
minutes.
Depends on the size of the planet, right?
Well, and
Well, it had
planets could be
moons.
spinning different ways.
Let's be moon. Listen, here's the
what
thing.
I'm saying?
I have somewhere in some case somewhere, I've got it in storage. I had a 35 millimeter camera hooked in, and back even 20 years ago, like it was a digital thing you put in, and it would digitally record it. I shot shots of comets, I shot shots of planets, and no, like in 30 minutes or an hour, you can sit there and run the thing, and you see it go. Doot. You see the point is you see the all these moons and the things turning. The point is I've seen round planets. Spheres turning.
Hey, I'm on board. We're on the same team here.
Did you watch?
We all agree the planet's round.
Yes.
We all agree. We're
Did
on
you
the same
watch our
page.
flick?
But I'm not saying Eddie's bad for questioning.
Did you see the movie? Did you see our flick? It was 40.
Look, man, we made a movie about the shape of the Earth.
We got in a little.
I heard about it.
We got in trouble for it.
And yeah, it's.
They ain't happy.
I offered to have a ship chartered.
Oh, I
saw
did
that.
see that. Yeah.
Incredible.
How about we all go?
I would.
Down.
Here's why.
so
Here's
fucking
why.
down,
It's just
dude.
a waste of time.
True,
It's
true.
a waste
Not
of time.
down.
Yeah,
Nah,
but you
that's
get
what-
to see Antarctica.
No, it's
though.
like proving
true.
like that like water's wet.
Yeah.
Is water wet?
It is. But I'm not knocking Eddie. He's been lied to so much to say maybe the earth is flat. Then Eddie was like, I know you've seen Jupiter, but there's a top and it goes in and it's a thing. And I'm like,
These guys think the sun and moon are lights. They're lights, like literally.
Well, he told me he's
spotlights.
like the stars
are angels.
He goes, the dinosaur bones, they're replicas. And my thing is, I used to be in the fossils too. I've been out there and found a little fish. You're hacking through this place and you found this little fish. And it's like, no, that's a fish from millions of years ago. Like, this stuff's real. And you haven't found a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I'm like, yeah, but they did, close to me.
Do you think Hillary Clinton's a robot?
Or a lizard lady.
Or a lizard?
She's my wife.
Well, besides
the
Do you
wife.
date lizards?
No, I mean, I don't know about Hillary Clinton. I mean, she's just a demon who wanted power and was all entitled. And then now they just keep pushing. Like they go, oh, men don't want women to be president. I don't give a damn. If we had a woman president that was pro-America, pro-freedom, I'd love a woman president. I don't give a rat's ass. We could have a tranny president if they were pro-freedom. We could have a black president. I don't give a crap. But Hillary Clinton was like a war criminal monster.
Yeah, she did some crazy
shit over in
stuff.
Serbia.
Hey, what?
Logan, you need some more of this water.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Logan, don't play around.
That's what I was
I
just
got
saying.
some water, man.
Let's start playing games here.
All right.
What do you want to play? You
We're
like
just about to
Monopoly?
get started.
No, I want to start. Come on, I want to kill this right now.
The whole.
Yeah, I want you to kill your water.
Hey, can we do some more ice standing? Maybe
Yeah,
some more
no, let's
water?
kill it though.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Did
Let's
we get
not
food?
play around here, man.
Oh, you ordered it?
This isn't a game.
Holy shit.
I was gonna work out today, but damn.
The replicas.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same
But
shit.
yeah, I love Eddie Bravo.
Why?
He's just, like I said, I'm not gay, but he is handsome. Like yesterday, we're
Have you
taking
ever
photos
considered
together.
that
My hand was on his back. I was like, I'm attracted to Eddie Bravo.
We just keep coming back here.
No, I'm
like,
not gonna lie. It's like when famous basketball player said he was attracted to Kevin Brady. I'm attracted to Eddie Bravo.
Have you been
And
wait,
you
check
too.
this,
I'm
check-
becoming gay right now.
so okay, so that's what I'm saying. I was gonna ask, like, maybe you are gay, which is
I'm actually gay right now.
guys. No, it's dope. Okay,
Being sarcastic
Alex Jones
is
came
fine.
out on our podcast.
Do you think it could be because of the
I want to have sex with walruses. Who came up with this?
The Maverick?
Is this like the Jaybird from fucking?
It's actually a fifth dimensional clockwork.
No, but let's be serious. Where did this come up with? Is this like from? What's the name of that movie where they have the armored vehicles? It's a police state.
Nah, this was I have a parrot named Maverick, and we named the brand after him, and this was a cool representation of him.
So this isn't a Hunger Games symbol.
No.
Where'd you get a cool company to make this?
Yeah, shout out to these guys' company. LoganPaul.com/shop. Forgot the name.
I want to make it.
They built the whole set. It was $90K.
I want like a possum.
Why?
I don't know. Be stupid.
Hey, Alex, you want to hear something?
Yeah,
Our dog got eaten by coyotes the other night.
they do that. They lure them like gangsters. Like, oh, hang out with us, and they lead them over. Like, leave our friend, and they kill them.
Exactly.
The female, one of the head female coyotes in the pack, will lure
I've seen it.
a neighborhood dog while he's in heat to come and go and mate with her, and then the males will gang up on the dog and kill him. Granted, that's not
And
what they do
again,
to
that's a
Kong.
conspiracy theory. We're supposed to question things, but coyotes are setting up your lab with a whore to get eaten by her boyfriend. And how gangster are those freaking dogs?
Our coyote, the one that killed Kong, jumped right over the fence and came and snagged him like a little toy and carried him out.
What kind of dog was that?
A Pomeranian.
No palm.
So you should get a bow, so it's legal. You should go into the jungle and kill every goddamn one of those things. That's metaphysical. You should take a lightweight 20 pull, 30-pound pull bow.
We haven't thought about anything like that.
None of that has come up. Retribution is the last
Hey,
thing on our mind.
Logan,
Alex.
if you want me to come here and hunt that dog, that coyote down, I will come here with bows. We will hunt that son like Predator, man. Like I'll have a minigun, like.
I appreciate that, Alex. Now I think we got it taken care of.
What are you gonna do to that? You gonna get that coyote?
No, I'm not. Anyways,
Helicopter gunships?
AC-130.
We buy an Apache.
It'd actually be.
No, the coyotes are bad news, man.
where are you based?
I'm based in Austin, Texas.
What a city.
Oh, so you are based there. So wait, people still talk shit to you in Austin?
No, most people are fans, but like, I can never turn my back to a door. That's when they like slap me in the back of the head. You're talking about that happened to
That's
you,
happened?
right? Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
What restaurant were you at that happened?
Well, I was at Lucy's like 3 weeks ago.
Is that a barbecue joint?
It's like chicken and oysters and stuff. Joe Rogan had invited me to dinner before he did his comedy show. We went. My wife didn't want a steak at the steakhouse. She didn't like her lobster. little things or whatever. She goes, I want to go to Lucy's and get a beer and get oysters. So we go in, we sit down at the bar, and the guy comes in, like says he's going to kick my ass. And that's basically what happened. And then I stood up to him and they edited the video.
What happens then? Like, have you ever actually gotten into a physical altercation?
No.
Why not?
With leftists, it's usually all talk.
You scare me, bro. Not me, but like you're a big presence, and when you get fired up, dude, a lot of times that bark pushes people. Like he's a fucking firestorm, bro.
You guys are bigger than me.
Yeah, but like I said before, we're kind of pussies, bro.
I mean,
honest with you,
Well, no, when some guy says, I'm going to get you, I'm waiting for you, and then he's waiting at the door, I finally go, fuck you, let's go. I mean, I can't help it. It's like, he's been there 3 times saying he's going to kick my ass, he's going to fucking get me, and then he's waiting, and I was like, well, let's go, motherfucker.
yeah, I just saw you knock yourself out like 5 times here.
Yeah.
You
No,
hit
but
yourself
I
in
mean,
the
it's
face.
not some tough guy deal. It's like, he's waiting at the door, glaring with his fist ready. I'm like,
what's
let's
good,
fucking
Alex?
go.
Let me tell you something. You want to get back on the platform? You want to get back on Google Preferred? You're going to get in a fight with a stranger.
I think what he's doing is saying you got to beat the shit out of somebody.
Should we get?
I'm not
AJ
saying it, but that's what I'm saying.
Should we get AJ
I don't
on the
wanna do that.
undercard?
What if we get Alex Jones versus AOC on the undercard?
I would definitely tie both my hands behind my back and fight AOC. I'd come up and knee her right
Hey,
in the
Alex.
head.
Well, the level of fucks that you give has clearly been reduced to 0. Like, you still say things that, like, in LA, anyways, like, I mean, all over the world, you quite honestly, you can't say, especially as a public figure.
What is it I wasn't supposed to say?
Like, I've heard you say tranny. I've heard you say retarded.
That's partially just some of
Yeah,
the stuff is just
Who are these people that tell us what words
to
to
his
use?
point. Elsewhere in the country, some of the stuff you say is probably bad too. Here, you're a fucking. You can't say shit, dude.
So who are these tyrants in America that we don't have speech?
They're on Twitter.
No,
You can look them up.
Yeah, it's
Twitter police, cancel culture.
No, I know. Even like mainline liberals are like, what is this? Like, what planet are we on?
I would reckon you will not find any social public figure, especially in my industry, just dishing out the words you're dishing out. So is it because you've been deplatformed that you just don't care anymore? You're not worried
Man,
about answering
since
to
when in
anyone
America?
anymore?
Since when in America can't I talk about what I want?
No, it's not. It just sometimes the words that you choose.
No, I know.
offend
I mean,
some people.
how is that? Like the comedians can be all raunchy and everything can be total porn on mainline, but then I'm sitting there saying mothers and fathers exist. So my God, you can't say that.
No, it's not. You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying some of the words you choose inherently have such a negative connotation that they offend a large group of people.
What words are those?
Tranny, retarded.
Trannies created the word tranny.
Listen, I don't know about the origin of the word. I'm just saying
what,
that,
mentally ill, low IQ? I mean, it becomes like this word, that word. Who is this group that tells me what word I can use? God, what planet am I on?
no one's saying you can or can't. Although I did say you just it's highly frowned upon.
Here's the deal. You just said the magic words, but because you were telling me not to use them, it's okay. It's a priest class above all the terms.
I just
Listen, I gotta say this. Not on all of it, because there are some things that I've come around to, but we as a country are fucking pussies, dude. Like, if someone's driving it, I don't know if it's they or them or the government, but honestly, dude, like, some of this shit I fucking agree with you on, dude.
well, that's because you're not a suppressed group. Like, let me be a
No, listen, like, when I used to be fat, if someone said, "Hey, Piggy, you want a piece of this pizza?" I would be like, "Damn, man, that's fuck. I should probably lose some weight." Someone said to me, "Hey, you fucking junkie, you want to come shoot some heroin at my house?" I would be like, "Damn, maybe I should stop doing." Like, I don't know, maybe you're right, but at the same time, like,
those are both horrible comparisons.
I think
To
that's
what-
an extreme
to-
because
yeah,
like, not
maybe.
everybody is wired
or
the
has
same,
the or
you know?
has the
Hey,
listen,
all I'm
that
asking
is-
As Jimmy Savelle's son.
God damn it!
how dare you?
All I'm asking is this: I'm not trying to correct you, or I'm asking
You can't
why
even
have you thrown the
say it.
wherewithal out the window?
Because I never had the wherewithal. I mean, seriously, I've never
So
had.
why not conform now?
Conform to what?
I don't know, Alex. You seem to be ridiculed and controversial. Like maybe
Tell
maybe
me
try to
what to conform to.
society.
What, Islam cutting girls' clits off? World government?
Oh, whoa, no. I'm just saying the simple, and by the way, they're pretty simple.
Are they? Because I watch you struggle into this mic like this. What I'm trying to watch.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to. What I want to.
It's true because I mean, dude, previously we wouldn't be having this conversation before YouTube came along and started censoring people like crazy and
It's not even just YouTube, bro.
And then we
It's
get
just
this game of
people.
trying to submit to them.
Sure,
And it's
but-
a bunch of weird people at Google that make employees call them a dragonette and a beautiful ornate building.
But listen,
It's like, okay, you're an ornate building.
To
I don't know about all
his
this
point,
Oriental
Alex.
talk.
To his point, I'm gonna back you up on this. And by the way,
Silent Raiders of Time.
hold on. Both of my examples before were terrible because, by the way, those were both choices I made.
Oh, you should have code word her.
To mark the time. Both of the examples I used were horrible because they were choices of mine to either get fat or be up. So whatever, ignore those. All right, that was a mistake and a bad example. But what I will say is, to his point, you use things that are 8 generations ago gone. So like, I don't want you to be on the cutting edge and not use terms that we're avoiding in LA. But like
family and woman and father.
No, but I hear what he's saying now
I'm
too.
using
Now you
illegal
can't,
terms.
Now you can't. You literally can't say anything now, and I agree that that's
I agree.
wrong. But to his
We should
point,
submit
like,
to them.
but to his point, like, he's asking you why you feel it's still okay to use the word retarded.
No.
Like that's been X'd out.
Because I'm not submitting to thought police. Because we're bringing it forward to real free speech, the Renaissance.
We asked the question earlier. I don't know if you got to it. How were you raised? Like what was like it? Because that has a big influence on what we're talking about.
You know, my parents were really nice to me all over the country and all over the world. And when I hit puberty at about 12 or 13, they just let me do whatever I wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
You just grew a beard and said, fuck it.
No, but I mean, I did whatever I wanted to. They weren't worried about it. I mean, but it was not about me. It's that, dude, we have free speech.
Like, were they similar to you? Or did they question reality?
I think my parents questioned reality, but they just left me alone, let me be myself. But all I'm doing is saying, I don't hate anybody, but it's okay to say men and women exist. It's okay to say there are 2 primary genders. It's okay to say that we have free speech in America. And everybody just gets this thing like, let's grovel to the system. The system lets everybody have free speech online, create the internet. They go, oh, but if you don't do what we want, we'll take it away. Everyone wants the internet. Mainstream TV is not popular. Movies aren't popular. So they're trying to make everybody like you that's popular submit to them and think because they gave you access to the stage, they're the leaders. They suck. No one likes the establishment. No one would watch them. Their whole world is making you bow to them to make you submit to them so they can play God. Fuck them.
Oh, I kind of fuck with that, dude. He asked about your parents. One thing I grew up on, other than being taught by my parents, was culture. And so I watched Chris Farley, and he was fucking hilarious. And most of his jokes was around him being fat and people calling him fat. And it was funny. And
now you can't do that because there's fat people. No, it's a fucking joke.
We
do what you want. It's America. Remember, a free country.
Fuck yeah.
But you can't.
Yeah.
But we also,
America. Fuck yeah.
But we also have, making sure other people's pursuit of happiness isn't.
That's the big thing
tampered
that I'm
with,
saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And by the way, I'm not trying to I'm asking what the psyche is.
I'm not bitching. I love it.
Because if we want to just go shoot guns around our house outside, there's people next door to us.
No, I get it. I want to invite you guys to Austin. Let's go shoot guns.
I want to.
Yeah.
I'll fly you guys in.
I'll shoot a gun.
It's just.
By the way, we're good. We'll go to that next podcast late. They want to keep me.
Who is it?
Joey Diaz.
Who?
I love Joey Diaz.
Oh yeah,
he's tight.
Look up Joey Diaz.
Yeah, who is that?
Yo, who?
We should all like gangsters go there.
We're
We're good.
Oh, by the way, I got brown.
Let 'em know 30 minutes
I got
late.
brown alcohol showing up right now. By the way,
I want that pizza. Where's that?
It's on its way.
Hey, should
Yeah.
we go? That's why I couldn't have
wait,
said
can I? I want to fuck this last shit up.
We got time, man.
He said shooting guns and but like at the same point, like fuck.
No, do it.
I'm scared, dude. I'm scared.
This will be a day.
I'm
long
scared
run.
shitless.
Dude,
bro.
I will take you hunting baby elephants.
It's not that.
We chase them by
I don't want
helicopter.
to, Alex.
That's
no.
a joke.
No, I know. I'm sure it is. All right. No, he says
Don't know the secret. We're hunting baby elephants.
That's a heavy pour you got there. I'm less scared than
Here,
him to
catch.
say shit.
Catch.
Go ahead, toss it. Go ahead.
There you fuck. Yeah. Woo.
I knew he played football. That's some breakaway speed.
You ever see me catch something before? I usually drop it.
That was amazing. Mike tried to do something quick today, and I told him never do anything involving speed ever again. Dude, did you see this guy?
He's a fucking monster.
He's going in.
Yo, listen.
He's also gone too.
Listen, a part of me, dude, like, I want to be so nice and inclusive, bro, but I also just want to like have fun, dude, and like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but
That's the big thing. Yo, but I wonder if it's like a massive public sentiment shift about empathy. Like suddenly everyone is more conscious of empathy. I feel like that's what it boils down to. Cause like, why do we check ourselves, right? It's not cause we like, it's because we are now more conscious that the things we say may hurt other people that aren't us and we may be completely unaware of.
I think part of it, I think that's spot on.
Yeah,
I think also building on that, there's like these new things popping up, like transgender. Like that's a new topic in the with how loud it is. So like these things are popping up. It's very new. So I think the extreme is also those people can be very like judgmental and very aggressive with their beliefs too. So it's like being empathetic, but then not just giving them all your power, not being like, hey, sorry for everything. It's like, there's a conversation that's created.
And a balance, right?
Yeah, there's a balance. But I think where people are going wrong with censorship, it's like, you can't say anything. You can't even, bring up the conversation. You can't make the jokes. And like,
well, here's the other thing. You can.
You just got to live with the consequences.
You very well can. You just have to live with the consequences.
The question,
And by the way, some of those consequences aren't usually what's the phrase here?
Fair.
No, representative of the
offense.
Yes.
My question to you is this: how much censorship and how much slowing down? How should I say this? How much of that makes you not you anymore?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a question. I'm not saying it as a statement. I'm saying it as a question. Like how much of, because me and you, dude, I know you a lot. And I know you're a fucking energetic
Like an
person. Like an energetic person like me and Alex. And when I see you like this. So anyways, so I was out there and when I went to sit, you go. And I saw him and I went up to him and I said, what I want, it's like watching a man be punched in the dick.
Or a balloon be deflated.
or have his dick taken away.
So it's like, fuck, bro. Like this, with one hand, fuck.
I know.
And you know who gets more mad than
But
me?
I think that's the time we live in, and we gotta accept it, and we gotta also realize that we're still
optimistic.
kicking, bro. We got
we're still
Impulsive.
kicking.
We out here with #1 podcast of the world.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And we got Alex Jones on, and he's gone.
He's coming back right now.
Okay, here he
By
is.
the way, I can leave in 10 minutes or leave in 5 hours. What do you guys want?
All right, yo, listen,
No,
let's
get to
do
10
audio
minutes or
only.
All right, we'll do
50,
10 and we'll leave.
Yeah.
I want to come hang out. I want you guys to come to
whenever
Austin.
you
Yeah, we
fucking
gotta
want.
kick
No,
it more
Austin
often.
better.
I'll fly you guys in.
What's the best barbecue in Austin again? They got two, three
They
places.
got a lot of good places. Anything from places outside Austin are good, like Elgin, stuff
right,
like that.
listen.
Hey, call them and let them know we'll be there.
Call him, let him know. Did everyone's thing just cut out?
Yeah, I'm fucking down.
Brad, can you
All
still hear us?
whatever. Audio.
Whatever you do, don't visit Infowars.
Can you still hear us? All right, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go to the audio only.
You got any
Hey,
more?
Logan, seriously, I'm going to come back out and see you take you out to dinner.
All right.
Or come to Austin.
I'm down. I'm very
Austin
done.
better, yeah.
Yo, Alex Jones, thank you for coming on Impulsive.
Me and Logan agree to get married.
You might be gay, man, which is
I
dope.
think I am, right?
Which is fine.
fine.
Where's the big man?
Only when the liquor's
Oh,
flowing.
Evan.
Yeah, I think he left.
You can find Alex Jones on social media nowhere. Thank you for watching Impulsive, the number one podcast.
Well, let's
in the
finish
world.
up. Seriously,
No, we don't-
Infowars.com, Newswars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Paul Watson's done his own thing now. It's Summit.news. So we're doing a lot of stuff, man. It's all there. It's happening.
By the way, thank you to Jed, our PR guy, for watching this entire episode.
Yeah,
and
shout out
making
Jed.
sure that fucking nothing bad went out. Thanks, Jed.
We love you, Jed.
Love you, Jed.
But I don't want to leave till the pizza gets here.
No,
No,
Pete's
that's
coming
right, that's
audio
the thing.
only right now. Stick around. Don't
Spotify,
fucking
iTunes.
leave.
We love you. Peace. What happened on Joe Rogan's podcast? You tore your bicep?
It was already torn. Then I stumbled and fell down as I was drunk. He grabbed my arm and it fully blew. But I got surgery.
Bro,